103.9 WIMC and 1550 WCVL. Well, about this time we were going to have high school basketball here on the FM. We were going to have Southmont versus South Vermilion. Instead, we're going to have that on a tape delay. We're going to have that later on this evening. And on the AM, we were going to have Crawfordsville versus Covington. Well, we're having a little bit of a problem with our cellular phone. So, in the meantime, on both stations, we're going to have the IU Purdue basketball game. So keep it tuned right here. We're going to join that now. The pregame show is already in progress. You're listening to 103.9 WIMC and 1550 WCVL, Crawfordsville.
Well, there's no question about it. Then they could make a complete sweep of Indiana, and if you can win 2 games against Indiana in the season, that obviously is a big advantage for you. On the other hand, Indiana with that 41-game win streak on the line now, and Purdue certainly would like to break that if they could. And it's just absolutely essential that either team wins.
Indiana comes into tonight playing excellent ball in many respects, but Max, every game here in the Assembly Hall this year seems to be a struggle.
Boy, they've struggled. They had an overtime game against Ohio State. They barely beat Iowa in a game in which they fell from behind, but they have managed to survive, and I guess that's the difference between winning and losing, is being able to survive.
Well, tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Midas. Try the Midas way, the way that it should be. For the Purdue Boilermakers this evening, under Gene Cady now in his 14th season at West Lafayette, the guards will be Matt Waddell, a 6'4", 190-pound junior from Tipton, Indiana, who averages 11.5 a ball game. Porter Roberts will be the other guard, 6'3", 185, a sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He averages 5.1. Brandon Bradley at 6'8", 205, a sophomore from East Chicago, Indiana. He's averaging 5.4 a contest. And the forwards are Conzo Martin at 6'6", 210, a junior out of East St. Louis, Illinois. He averages 15.9. Glenn Robinson, 6'8", 225, a junior out of Gary, Indiana, Roosevelt High School, averaging 28.5 points a game, leading the Big Ten, of course, in scoring, and, of course, has a chance to win the national title as well. For Indiana tonight, the Hoosiers go with Damon Bailey at 6'3", 201, a senior out of Heltonville, Indiana, a 21.5 scoring average. And Sharon Wilkerson at 6'4", 185, a freshman from Jeffersonville, averaging 3.5 a game at the other guard. In the middle, Todd Lindemann, the 7-footer out of Channing, Michigan, 242 pounds, a sophomore. He averages 6 points a ball game. And the forward spot's manned by Alan Henderson, 6'9", 219, a junior out of Indianapolis, a 17.8 scoring average. And Brian Evans at 6'8", 223, a sophomore from Terre Haute, averaging 12.2. Of course, Evans and Lindemann battling some injury problems earlier. Lindemann appears almost 100% now with that ankle, but Alan Henderson comes down sick yesterday, so Indiana's front line again could be having a bit of problems. We'll be about ready for the opening tip-off here in just a couple of minutes. The first half tip-off just moments away, and we'll let you hear it right after this. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
A new baby is so small, but such a big responsibility. That's why so many families ask for a free State Farm family insurance checkup so they can learn more about life insurance. State Farm agents listen, explain, answer your questions. They offer good advice so you can make the right life insurance choices. It's a great experience for young parents, and the best part is the advice is free and the decisions are yours. To learn more about life insurance for your family, call your State Farm agent.
During this cold winter, you can save on quality products from your local participating Napa Auto Parts store. Count on the starting power you need with the Napa Legend 75-month battery, now just $59.99 with exchange. And Napa's 12-foot-long booster cables with long-reaching tangle-resistant cables and handy carry bag as low as $9.99. Save on these and other quality parts and accessories you'll need this winter. At Napa, we keep America running.
Just met the young folks who bought the farmhouse next door. They're from the city. He was wiring in a hot tub spa, and she asked me if I was a member of the REMC club. I had to laugh. Told her that I was here in 36 when the co-op first strung wire to the farm, and that REMC's been better than a power company all these years, more like a neighbor. They'll do okay out here, these two, because they understand. With electricity, the country's as nice as the city, only better. Thank you, REMC.
The weather might be cold outside, but the deals are hot at your Snapper dealer, like the new Snapper lawn tractor, sale price from $15.99, or the Snapper Ninja recycling mulcher, sale price from $339.99 with no payment till October. If you're counting the days till spring, start your own warming trend with a hot deal during Snapper's Big Cut National Sales Event with cash discounts, and take half off your choice of either a single bag grass catcher or a Ninja mulching kit featuring the yet unmatched Ninja blade. With approved Snap credit, you don't have to pay a cent until October, interest free. Ask your local Snapper dealer for all the details. There's never been a better time to buy a quality Snapper mower.
Learfield Sports presents Indiana Hoosier Basketball. Brought to you by Squadron Herbicide. Strike early, strike hard. Coca-Cola. Always IU, always Coca-Cola. Your Central Indiana Dodge dealers. Hook's Drugstore. More of what a drugstore is for. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud sponsor of Indiana University basketball. Indiana's Rural Electric Cooperatives, a power partnership providing safe and efficient electric energy to 1 million Hoosiers. Midas. Try the Midas way, the way it should be. Pioneer Hybrid International Incorporated and your local Pioneer sales representative, PSI Energy. Call the PSI professional today for ways to save energy and your money. TWA, the most comfortable way to fly. Napa Auto Parts. We keep America running. Your local Jeep and Eagle dealer. And by State Farm Insurance and State Farm agents throughout Indiana who support Hoosiers basketball. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tonight, Indiana and Purdue to do battle here at the Assembly Hall. It's time for the MX Kroll High Energy Report, recognizing Indiana outstanding student athletes. And tonight's honoree is Brian Massanew of Warren, Michigan. Brian is on the soccer team and has a 3.24 GPA in University Division. That's today's High Energy Report, brought to you by MX Kroll Industries, powering your energy needs. On the floor for Indiana tonight will be Bailey, Wilkerson, Henderson, Lindemann, and Evans. For the Purdue Boilermakers, Conzo Martin, Brandon Bradley, Glenn Robinson, Matt Waddell, and Porter Roberts. The officials for tonight's ball game: Phil Boba, Art McDonald, and Burl Self. And, of course, it's a capacity crowd of over 17,000 on hand here this evening. And, Max, I doubt you can find an empty seat.
I don't think you can, Don. They're stuck in everywhere. There are even people sitting where there probably weren't supposed to be seats. But there's been a lot of conversation this week around the campus. Everybody you ran into, I'm sure you run into it all the time. People always asking as if we knew what was going to happen. But when the big game comes up, they really get ready, and they're ready tonight.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think that the varsity club had any idea they would have the kind of crowd that they had for tonight's pep rally at the field house. I heard it was just packed.
Is that right? I parked by the field house, and I could see them inside, but it had not yet started yet. Well, that's great. I hope it carries over in here. The Hoosiers are going to need a lot of noise.
Opening tip-off sponsored by REMC. Your local REMC reminds you that using the electrical insulators on power lines for target practice isn't just dangerous, it's a crime. Play it safe around power lines and report all insulator vandalism to your local REMC. We are set for the opening tap. Indiana and Purdue battling here tonight as the Hoosiers trying to get a split out of this two-game set this year after sweeping Purdue last season and losing in overtime in the opener at West Lafayette back in January. The Hoosiers out on the floor, ready to go. The Boilermakers now come out on the floor, and we're about set for action here at the Assembly Hall. And the crowd is really into it here early. Phil Boba will toss the ball in the air. He's been working a lot of ball games this year, Max, that we've seen on television as well.
Yeah, he has. Don, I was thinking about this crowd. You see just a one or two yellow sweaters here or there, but not very many. It's almost solid red.
Alan Henderson and Glenn Robinson will tip it, and the Hoosiers had it, and Robinson, Alan Henderson had to bat it a second time, and it went into the hands of Purdue. Porter Robertson backcourt passes to Matt Waddell. He fires outside to Brandon Brantley, who clears to Porter Roberts. Roberts on the left side of the circle, down to Waddell on the left wing. Waddell on the wing, bounces it back out to Brantley. Brantley looks inside. Man-to-man by the Hoosiers. The pass goes to Waddell, now to Martin. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back out to Waddell, who fires a three and got it. Matt Waddell drills the first basket of the ball game on the first shot by Purdue. Full court pressure broken easily. Here is Allen inside to Lindemann. He puts it up and scores. Indiana breaks the press for an easy basket to make it 3-2 Purdue. Now, Roberts the other way. Bounce pass to Glenn Robinson to the right side corner. Outside to Brantley. Left side to Waddell. 15-foot jump shot. Good again. Waddell, Kansas first two of the ball game, and it's 5-2 Purdue. Now Bailey lobs it to Brian Evans. Evans in the corner, down to the baseline. Brings it back out to Damon. Damon looks inside, turns and clears to Sharon Wilkerson. Wilkerson, left side pass to Evans. Inside to Lindemann, down low, slam dunk. They've gotten it to Lindemann twice, and he's canned them both. 5-4, Purdue by one. Here's Roberts. He fires. He misses. Allen Henderson rebound. Now the other way. Sharon Wilkerson in the lane. Pulls up, fires a 14-footer. No for the foul. Porter Roberts, I think, but we'll wait and see. Indiana, Sharon Wilkerson draws the foul on Matt Waddell. So Waddell picks up his first of the ball game, and it sends Wilkerson to the free throw line. Wilkerson hitting just 57% of his free shots, could tie it if he hits the first of two. Sharon averaging 3.5 points a ball game, and he Kansas first point of the ball game, and Indiana has tied it at 5-all. So Sharon Wilkerson ties things up at 5 and can give Indiana its first lead. Wilkerson, the freshman out of New Albany, out of Jeffersonville rather, fires it good, and he's got his second point. Now the Hoosiers lead by 1, 6-5. Porter Roberts across the timeline for the Boilers. Roberts, bounce pass right to Waddell. Down inside to Brantley. Brantley works, fires, air ball, and Brian Evans clears the rebound. Up court pass to Sharon. Wilkerson across the timeline. Looks at right side. Finds at Damon Bailey, a 15-foot jumper. Good! Bailey's got his first two, and Indiana takes an 8-5 lead. Now Roberts drives it right. Bounces the pass to Martin. Martin on the wing. Looks inside. Gets it outside to Waddell. Left side, Robinson's first touch. He fires and he misses. Then the rebound comes off to Allen Henderson. Henderson to Sharon Wilkerson. Back the other way. Wilkerson in backcourt. Looks for Brian Evans. Finds him. Brian outside to Lindemann. Left side to Henderson. Baseline. Jump shot in the air. Got it! And Indiana cans another bucket to make it 10-5. Now, Porter Roberts. Outside to Brantley. Crowd is really roaring right now. In backcourt, Waddell to Robinson down low. Jump shot good, and Glenn Robinson cans his first two. 10-7. Indiana up 3. Bailey up the floor, breaks the press to Brian Evans, takes it inside, fires it up, and he drew the foul. Brian Evans drawing the second Purdue foul, and Porter Roberts will be nailed on this one, so the guards have each picked up one personal for Purdue. 10-7 score. Indiana, a 3-point leader. 17:06 on the clock here in the first half.
Indiana having no problems whatsoever with the press. As a matter of fact, they're not only not having any problems, they're getting points off of it.
Brian Evans on the line for a pair. The first, no good. He'll have one more. Brian is a good shooter from the line, especially in the Big Ten, hitting 81% for the season, 76. And he is averaging 14.5 a ball game scoring in Big Ten play. The second one is good. And the first point of the night for Brian Evans gives Indiana a 4.11-7 lead. Almost a step in by Brandon Brantley on the play, but Indiana can't stop him. Here is Roberts the other way, throws it up and got the roll. Porter Roberts with his first two. 11-9, Indiana's lead cut to 2. Bailey the other way for IU. Damon looks it, fires it into Todd Lindemann. He turns around, clears back to Sharon Wilkerson. Inside to Allen, lost the handle, got it back, scrambles for it now, and they'll jump it up, and the possession turn will go to IU. Scramble on the floor with Brantley, Henderson, and Matt Waddell, and Indiana will have it out of bounds with 16:39 of the clock here in the first half. Bailey will trigger it in for the Hoosiers. Damon looks, gets it into Lindemann. Todd turns around, looks for help, finds Bailey. He fires it into Evans. Bryant turns, fires, and missed the shot. Rebound, no. Whistle, and a foul call goes against IU. Alan Henderson will be nailed on his first personal. So Allen's got his first foul of the ball game. Henderson wearing 2 of those knee wraps tonight, 1 on each knee, but I don't think he's having any major problems with the knees, to be honest. 11-9 is the score. Indiana a 2-point leader. The Boilermakers a chance to tie or go on top by 1. Roberts finds Robinson on the right wing. Turnaround quick jumper, good. And Glenn Robinson, who has not been known for his quick starts offensively, has hit his first 2 shots of the night, making his 2 out of his first 3. Here's Damon Bailey with a score tied at 11. Takes it down to the right side, brings it back top of the key on the dribble, spins back to the right, drives in, pulls up, fires it up, missed the shot, got his own rebound, fakes, puts it up, and scores the foul. Bailey's 4th point, and he drew the foul. And let's see on who. It'll be against Conzo Martin, his first. So the Hoosiers have drawn 3 personals against Purdue while suffering just 1 themselves. And the first substitution of the game will come in for Purdue. It's Ian Stanback, who will replace Brandon Bradley. And Stanback, Max, has been playing his best Big Ten basketball here in recent days.
Well, Indiana tonight is getting to the free throw line. That's something they had a problem with in the first Purdue game.
Damon to the stripe, looking for his 5th point. Flies into the air and cans it. 5th point for Damon. Timeout is called. The score reads Indiana 14, Purdue 11. 15:55 left first half. Back in a moment. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
You can count on Hooks.
You wanted more savings. Now Hooks gives you more. Hooks will double your manufacturer's coupons every day. Plus, we'll also honor our competitors' coupons at face value. That's 2 more ways to save. Get more of what you're shopping for less. Only at Hooks. Hooks, more of what a drugstore is for.
When you want more, Hooks gives you more. More of what a drugstore is for. Hooks.
When you have a family, you need to watch your budget. Well, here's a tip for an exceptional value. The Dodge Caravan Family Value Wagon. It comes with air conditioning at no extra charge, based on list prices of packaged items if sold separately, plus dual airbags and dynamic side impact protection. Best of all, you get every bit of it for a very affordable price. The Dodge Caravan Family Value Wagon. See it at your nearest Dodge dealer today. And remember, you should always wear your seatbelt. To see one, just stop by the Dodge dealer in your neighborhood.
Well, back at the Assembly Hall, where Indiana's leading Purdue 14-11, just underway. First 4 minutes and 5 seconds have gone by. Hoosier basketball brought to you in part by Pioneer Hybrid International Incorporated. Talk to your Pioneer sales rep today and get the heart of the winner on your side.
Well, Don, Indiana hit the first 4 shots they took. They really were red hot. They've now hit 5 out of 7. Purdue 5 out of 8 right now. Indiana 4 out of 5 from the line. Purdue has not yet gone to the line. Indiana out rebounding the Boilers 4-1. And Alan Henderson with 2 of those 4 rebounds.
Interesting to note, Purdue has been getting off to some very slow starts against opposition. Tonight, however, they're staying right with the Hoosiers early, and Matt Waddell gets credit for that. He hit the first 2 shots of the game, one being a 3 for Purdue. And Glenn Robinson, who also has been off to slow starts recently, has hit his 2 out of his first 3 shots. Bounce pass to Matt Waddell, who gets it to Glenn Robinson, top of the key. Robinson looks right side, pulls up, then bounces it in backcourt as he backed it out. Goes left side to Porter Roberts, down inside. Pass comes away to Waddell. Waddell brings it back top of the key. Fires an 18-footer and missed it this time. Rebound, however, out of bounds. It'll belong to IU. Ian Stanback couldn't hang on. Fell off of his knee out of bounds, and the Hoosiers will have it. As Sharon Wilkerson will inbound, he gets it to Damon Bailey. Bailey brings it up the court against Porter Roberts. Bailey, who has 5 in this ball game already, had just 11 the first time these 2 teams met. Brian Evans looks right, gives it out to Sharon. Wilkerson turns, clears to Damon, and threw it away. Hit Damon right on the tip of the finger, and it looked like he almost jammed his finger a little bit. So Indiana turns it over. I believe their first turnover of the ball game. And Porter Roberts brings it up for the Boilermakers. Roberts takes it to the left side. Spins back to the top of the key. Looks left for Waddell. Finds him. Waddell cross courts to Stanback, who pumps the 12-footer and missed it. Rebound. Bryant Evans clears it for Indiana. He went right up against Glenn Robinson and took it down with one arm into Todd Lindeman. He put it in, and he was hammered by Glenn Robinson. Gene Cady is making some tirade noise over in the far sideline like he thought that was a bad call, but Robinson, no question, got him with the body. So Robinson gets nailed in his first foul of the ball game, and that is the 4th team foul whistled on Purdue here. 14:47 on the clock, first half. Your local Coca-Cola bottlers and the Coca-Cola Company recognize the always fine athletes that make up the Indiana Hoosier basketball team. Always a winner, always Coca-Cola. Todd Lindeman cans his first free throw and his 5th point of the ball game. Lindeman played well against Purdue in the first meeting. Tell you what, Gene Cady is still jawing the officials over there, and the second one also dropped for Lindeman. He's got 6. 16-11. The Hoosiers are a 5-point leader. Waddell, right side. Looks for help. Gets it outside to Herb Dove, who's checked in. Dove in for Conzo Martin. Dove gives to Porter Roberts. Roberts goes left to Waddell for a 3 try. No good. Rebound, battle for, out of bounds. It'll belong to Purdue. Todd Lindeman tried to save it, but could not. Inbound play will come from the Boilermakers underneath their own hoop. Matt Waddell will trigger the pass in. Indiana leads by 5, 16-11. The pass comes to Stanback outside to Robinson. Robinson clears away to Roberts. And a whistle. And a foul. And Alan Henderson just got nailed for his second personal. Alan Henderson being called for his second foul, apparently using his hands to grab on to Glenn Robinson. And Bob Knight did not like that call. And the inbound now will come from Dove. He bounces to Porter Roberts. Second team foul against IU. Down low pass into Robinson. Puts it up and couldn't get the roll. Rebound tapped away to Sharon Wilkerson. He clears to Bailey. Bailey across the timeline. Slows it down. Looks inside. Holds his dribble. Clears it out to Bryant Evans. Left side to Sharon. Wilkerson down to Bailey. Bailey baseline. Fires it up. Scores! Damon's got 7. 18-11 IU. Roberts to Glenn Robinson. Robinson on the left side of the circle. On the dribble, Bailey on him now. Mismatch time. Robinson back out to Roberts. Porter Roberts drives it inside the lane. Fires a 14-footer. He misses the shot. Rebound. Pulled out of there by Dove. Dove inside. Walks, but got away with it. And a rebound battle out of bounds. It'll belong to who? A foul against IU. Bob Knight is screaming for a walking violation, but he'll get no satisfaction there. Foul call is on Todd Lindeman. That's his first. So Lindeman now with 1. Henderson has 2. And Indiana's been called for 3 team fouls. Out of the ball game, Porter Roberts. Link Darter has replaced him. So the Boilermakers continue to make changes. The Hoosiers have yet to make any. And at the free throw line will be Herb Dove. Dove at 6 feet 5 inches tall, a jumping jack. The sophomore fires the free one, no good, and he'll have one more shot coming. Dove has hit 63% of his free throws this year.
Purdue's missed their last 6 shots, and that's what Indiana's taken advantage of to build up this 7-point lead.
13:39 of the clock. Dove eyes number 2. It's in the air, it's good. Herb Dove, his first point of the ball game. It's 18-12, Indiana by 6. Bailey gets it to Wilkerson. Wilkerson brings it up against the pressure. They break it. Wilkerson across the timeline. Sharon in backcourt. Purdue putting on some pretty good, strong defensive intensity right now as Bailey on the left wing brings it back out of the dribble to Henderson. Henderson drives it right, pulls up, fires, blocked out of bounds by Robinson. It'll belong to Indiana. IU will have it. Damon Bailey will inbound. Bailey takes the basketball, gives to Evans, who pumps it quickly and missed the shot. Rebound Sharon, back up and no good. Tipped again, battle for. Bryant Evans had it for a moment. It's batted away, and Ian Stanback comes up with it. Stanback passes to Darter. Darter across the timeline. Darter looks at right side, gives it to Waddell, back to Darter. Darter to Robinson. Robinson fakes, he drives, the whistle, and they call Bryant Evans for a foul. Evans got nailed on his first foul of the ball game, so every one of Indiana's big men have been nailed on a couple now. Bob Knight again screaming for the officials to call it both ways if they're going to do it that way.
I think Indiana's complaining they aren't calling the walking under there. I do think Purdue has walked on a couple occasions.
13 minutes left. And Boilers basketball. Here's Glenn Robinson driving, firing, and missing. And the rebound knocked away and picked off by Sharon Wilkerson. Wilkerson takes it inside, pulls it out to Lindemann, back to Sharon. Now Wilkerson gets it down low to Bryant. Evans fires the jumper. It's off the mark. The rebound back out to Bryant Evans. Evans had it knocked away, and he's fouled by Herb Dove. Dove gets nailed on a personal. That will be his first foul of the ball game. And the 15th foul against Purdue as Indiana will get the ball out of bounds. So the whistles have come more quickly here in the last 5 minutes than they did in the first 5. Damon Bailey will trigger this one. He gets it into Sharon Wilkerson. He'll bring it back outside. Circles, takes it in the lane, fires a 10-footer, and missed it. The rebound, Ian Standback for Purdue. Boilermakers trail by 6 still. They've been stuck on 18-12 for a while. Here's Robinson, baseline 3. No good. Rebound, Alan Henderson. Henderson clears to Sharon Wilkerson. Wilkerson across the timeline. Wilkerson takes it to the right side of the circle, brings it back left, spins back right, bounces low to Bryant Evans. Jump hook, no good. Rebound, batted away, pulled out of there by Conzo Martin for Purdue. Martin back in for the Boilers. Here's Conzo now on the right side of the circle. This has really turned into a defensive struggle. Neither team can find the range at this point. Here's Link Darner inside to Standback, back to Darner. Darner brings it top of the key, gives to Robinson. Robinson guarded by Bryant Evans now. Robinson fakes, tries to drive, jumps it off to Dove. He fires the jump shot, he missed it. Rebound, Robinson lost the handle, back off to Conzo, missed the shot, or Standback rather missed the shot, and Alan Henderson's got the board. Here's Damon Bailey. Bailey slows down to the left wing. Gives it outside to Wilkerson. Sharon. Back to Damon. To Bryant Evans down inside. Gives it up to Henderson for a slam dunk. 4th point for Allen. 20-12, and Indiana finally breaks the ice there with a basket to lead by 8, 20-12. Now, Glenn Robinson takes it inside, fires. Got it. Glenn Robinson cans his 6th point. 20-14, and the Boilermakers break the ice for themselves. 6-point deficit for Purdue. Indiana's Damon Bailey brings it up. Hoosiers will put in a couple of subs at the next opportunity, so will Purdue. Here's Damon outside to Sharon, now to Bryant. Evans looks underneath. Evans finds Damon Bailey. Bailey brings it to the wing. Circles out against Conzo Martin. Bailey drives it left, has to pick, fires a jump shot, and no good. Rebound, Sharon Wilkerson for IU. Wilkerson looked like he got hacked, but the officials didn't call it, and now they do call Link Darner for a foul. The net on the basket was hooked in there when Damon took his shot. They finally fixed it, and Link Darner called for a foul. That'll be his first of the ball game, and timeout is called with a score. Indiana 20, Purdue 14, 10:33 to go in this first half of play. Back in a moment, you're listening to Indiana University basketball.
Do you have water spots on your dishes and glassware? Are your clothes dull and dingy after laundering? Does your skin feel dry and rough? If so, you need a Puritan water conditioning unit. Puritan soft water turns clothes whiter and makes dishes sparkle. Puritan soft water keeps your skin smooth and your hair shining. Puritan has over 40 models to choose from. Puritan Water Conditioning, 216 Lafayette Avenue, Crawfordsville. Phone 362-6340. Puritan, another name for soft water.
This is the chili season at Zock's Family Restaurant. Yes, when it's cold outside, it's time to get some of Zock's delicious hot chili inside. It'll warm your bones, fill your stomach, and be pure pleasure to your taste buds. Stop in and ask for a steaming bowl of Zock's chili. It's just what you need on these cold winter days. And if you prefer more than chili, remember Zock's has 28 different sandwiches to choose from, plus side dishes, soups, and salads. Zock's Family Restaurant, something good for everyone, on 231 South Edge of Crawfordsville.
Well, back in the Assembly Hall where Indiana and Purdue are locked in a tough duel here at the outset. The Hoosiers leading 20-14, 10:33 to go in this first half. And fans, you can play the 2 newest scratch-off games from the Hoosier Lottery. With Instant 21, you can win $2,000 instantly by beating the dealer's score. And with 7 Cup 11, you can win $3,000 instantly by having a lucky roll of the dice. Play new Instant 21 and 7 Cup 11 from the Hoosier Lottery, where you've got to play to win.
Well, Don, both ball clubs really went stone cold. Indiana missed 6 straight shots a moment ago. Purdue missed 10 straight shots. Right now, Indiana's 7 of 16, 43%. The Boilers 6 of 19, 31%. Indiana out-rebounding Purdue 12-7. There's been only 1 turnover in this game. That's against Indiana. Purdue has not turned it over.
It'll be Indiana basketball out of bounds on that last foul. Of course, no foul shots so far from a 1-1 standpoint, but the next against Purdue will put Indiana in the 1-1. Todd Leary's come in, so has Steve Hart, and so has Pat Graham for IU. Bailey and Lindemann, the only starters remaining. Here's Pat Graham and a whistle away from the ball, and the foul is called on Steve Hart. Hart picks up the personal, his first of the ball game, and Indiana gets its second turnover. Purdue has not turned it over in this contest thus far. So from that standpoint, it's been a relatively mistake-free ball game. The Hoosiers up 6. Here's Porter Roberts against Leary. Turns, looks for help, bounces it off to Ian Stanback. Stanback looks inside. Glenn Robinson's checked out for a rest. Here's Porter Roberts to Waddell. He looks in. Justin Jennings is coming for Purdue. The pass comes out to Roberts. Roberts goes to Conzo Martin, and we got a technical called on Bob Knight. Bob Knight stood up, said something to Phil Boba, said something again, and he got the technical. And Knight wants to know what he said, and Boba, of course, is paying no attention. He talks to Burl Sell, but he'll get no consolation there. At the free throw line is Matt Waddell. Waddell fires the shot, no good. So there'll be one more shot coming for Waddell. Knight still glaring at Boba. And Waddell fires number 2. This one does drop. 6 points now for Waddell. Purdue gets the basketball, and the Hoosiers are leading by 5. Knight can't afford a second technical or he'll be gone. Now, Martin inbounds to Porter Roberts. Robertson backcourt. Slides it inside the lane. Fires it up off the glass. No. Rebound batted away. Picked off by Waddell. 2 Hoosiers touched it. Nobody can hold on. Now Jennings inside. He puts it up and he scores. Justin Jennings scores his first 2, and it's a 3-point ball game. Purdue down 20-17. Pat Graham for Indiana. Graham in backcourt. Bounces low and threw it out of bounds. That is the struggle that Pat Graham has been having this season. He has thrown the ball away a lot with his passing. That's the 3rd Indiana turnover. And when he's going well, he's shooting great and usually not turning the ball over too many times, but he starts out with a turnover there. Here's the pass to Stanback on the left wing. Purdue with a chance to get tied with a tray here. Here is Roberts down low to Conzo, and he hits it. Conzo Martin scores his first 2. Up the floor quickly, Pat Graham with the ball. Graham in backcourt, circles toward the right side. Graham comes back left to Leary. Down low to Lindemann. He turns and fires. It's short. Rebound taken out of there by Matt Waddell. Indiana has not had very many good shots taken lately. Here's Conzo Martin again. Inside to Stanback. He lays it in. And suddenly Purdue has taken the lead by 1 at 21-20. 8:45 to go in this first half of play, and the Boilermakers have come back. Here's Todd Leary. The ball gets bumped away, a whistle away from the ball. Damon Bailey and I think Porter Roberts both hit the ground in the end zone. And Roberts going to be called for a foul. Porter Roberts and Damon Bailey battling on the baseline. Roberts hit the deck. And Roberts is nailed on his second personal foul. Damon Bailey will go to the line. And to the stripe, Bailey was 7 points thus far. Damon eyes, flies, and missed it. And the rebound, Justin Jennings for Purdue. So the Boilermakers in the 1-point lead. And they have the ball. Here's Porter Robertson backcourt. Roberts, left side, gets it away to Glenn Robinson, who's returned. Robinson in backcourt on the dribble against Lindemann. Down inside to Jennings. Jennings fakes, fires it up, and couldn't get it. Rebound, Martin back up, no good. A battle for the loose ball. Waddell comes up with the basketball. Waddell outside to Roberts. Roberts circles, takes it down the lane, scoops it up, knocked away. Rebound battle for. Lindemann had it, lost it, but it's picked off in there by who? Let's see. Foul call on Justin Jennings. Jennings gets nailed for a baseline foul. And again, Indiana goes to the other end for a 1-and-1. 18 fouls whistled on the Boilermakers. And Todd Lindemann will go to the free throw line. TWA, proud to be a sponsor of Hoosier Basketball. Our team wishes your team the best of luck in winning the Big Ten Championship. TWA, the most comfortable way to fly.
Purdue right now is on a 9-0 run. Indiana has scored only one basket in the last 6 minutes of play.
So Todd Lindemann going to the stripe, trying to tie it with the first of a 1-and-1. He puts it up and got the roll. Lindemann has his 7th point, and tonight he is 3 of 3 from the line, a normal 50% shooter from the stripe. One more shot coming. He can give Indiana the lead back by 1. And he does. Lindemann's got his 8th point of the ball game. And we got a foul call on Todd Leary on the inbound pass. So Leary is whistled for a grab. That'll be his first personal foul. The Boilermakers get the basketball again. 8-6 the total now in team fouls. 8 for Purdue, 6 for Indiana. 8:05 left in the first half. Indiana by 1, Purdue basketball. Porter Roberts across the timeline. Left side to Glenn Robinson. Robinson guarded by Lindemann. Back out to Jennings. Jennings looks in. Tries to drive, gives it off to Waddell. Back out, throw it away. Todd Leary steals, batted away by Robinson. It'll belong to Purdue. And we're going to have a timeout. Time is called. Indiana is a 22-21 leader with 7:45 to go in this first half of play. And we'll be back in a moment. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
The stars will always shine, the birds will always sing. As long as there is thirst, there's always the real thing. Coca-Cola Classic is always the one. Whenever there is fun, there's always Coca-Cola, yeah.
Your growing family means growing responsibilities and a growing need for life insurance. That's why State Farm is there with a free family insurance checkup. Your State Farm agent will answer your questions about life insurance, explain your options, help you understand your choices. The advice is free and all the decisions are yours. The State Farm Family Insurance Checkup, a great introduction to life insurance for a growing family. So call your State Farm agent and ask for your free checkup.
Well, back once again at the Assembly Hall where Indiana leads 22-21 over Purdue. We have 7:45 left in this first half of play. It has been a bruiser already. Both teams really battling hard, and of course both coaches have really been posturing with the officials. Hoosier basketball brought to you by Hook's Drug Store. More of what a drugstore is for.
Well, the last time Indiana scored a basket, they had an 8-point lead. 20-12 was the score at the 11:20 mark. They have now gone down to 7:45 and still have not scored. They're shooting just 41%. The Boilermakers are shooting only 34% right now.
Conzo Martin will inbound for Purdue. Martin gets it in. It comes to Porter Roberts. Roberts brings it across the timeline. Roberts to the right side. Pulls up, looks, turns around, looking for help. Finally clears to Waddell. Back to Roberts and a give and go up and in. Roberts has his 4th point of the ball game, and Purdue with a nice play there. It's 23-22, the Boilers by 1. Todd Leary on the backcourt dribble, gives to Damon Bailey. Damon looks inside, comes out to Pat Graham to Steve Hart, right wing. Hart circles it backcourt and gives it low to Pat Graham on the right side. Graham back outside to Todd Leary. Leary goes to Damon. Bailey, call for traveling. So Indiana turns it over again. The Boilermakers a 1-point leader, and they have the ball back. That's the 4th Indiana turnover. Bob Knight again questioning the call by Phil Bova. He can't do that too harshly. Here is Roberts. Backcourt to Glenn Robinson. Robinson back to Roberts. Roberts now fires it right wing to Justin Jennings. He looks inside, then holds, then dribbles once. Looks for help, gets it down low to Robinson. Robinson turns, fires it outside to Roberts. Porter Roberts drives, fires, misses, tips it up, missed it again. Bailey rebounds, and a foul will be called on Justin Jennings. Jennings has his second personal. So they'll come to the other end again, and 1-and-1 will be attempted by Damon Bailey, who continues to pull in that finger that was jammed, it appeared earlier in the ball game, by a bad pass. And Brian Evans is getting set to check back in now with 6:42 on the clock.
And they've kept Henderson on the bench. As we mentioned in the pregame, Henderson ill over this past week on Friday. I'm sure Coach Knight would love to have him in there right now, but he's letting him rest as much as he can.
Pat Graham goes out of the ball game, and Brian Evans returns to the Hoosier lineup. Also, Ian Stanback replacing Justin Jennings for Purdue. Indiana's 8 of 10 of the free throw circuit thus far. Damon is 1 of 1, and he tries for a 1-and-1 situation here and drills the first. He's got 8. So Bailey and Lindemann have carried the scoring load thus far for IU with 8 points apiece. It's 23-23, all tied up here at the Assembly Hall. Damon with one shot coming. 80% shooter on the season, and his second is short. Rebound tapped up, and a foul will be called on Todd Lindemann, and that's his second. Lindemann went over the back, they say, and that's his second personal. So with the score tied at 23, Bob Knight has 2 personals on Alan Henderson and 2 personals on Todd Lindemann. And Purdue will go to the other end as they now have their first opportunity at 1-and-1 time. And Glenn Robinson, who has 6 first-half points, at the stripe. 78% shooter on the year from the free throw line. And Glenn pops this one. He's got his 7th point of the ball game, and he'll have one more opportunity. It's 24-23. Purdue a 1-point leader again. This has been a real tussle here in the first half, and it started out as a scoring battle, and it has quickly settled into a defensive struggle. Robinson's second shot is no good, and the rebound comes up to Brian Evans. Evans clears for IU, gives the ball to Damon Bailey. Bailey brings it across the timeline. Bailey looks right, lobs it inside to Todd Lindemann, puts it up, scored. Nice feed, and Lindemann made a nice save. His 10th point of the ball game. 25-24, Indiana by 1. Roberts bounce past the to Martin. Martin baseline drive. Pulls up, gives to Roberts on the left wing. Roberts goes to Robinson. Robinson lobs it inside, batted away by Stanback, picked off by Steve Hart. First turnover by Purdue. Here's Leary, lays it up, scores! Todd Leary's first 2. Indiana takes a 3-point lead. Here's Roberts the other way for Purdue. Outside of Waddell, down low to Robinson. Turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound, and a foul called against the Boilers, I think, on Roberts. Oh, they're going to call Lindemann. It looked like Roberts was all over his back, but the officials say Todd Lindemann is the guy nailed on the foul. That'll be his 3rd, and that really hurts Indiana, Max. He's got 10 points, and he's played well.
Who is that? I can't remember his name, the official, the short one out there.
Art McDonald.
McDonald. Got to remember that name.
Well, Richard Mandeville goes into the lineup for IU, and Todd Lindemann sits down with 3 personals. 5:54 to go first half, and the Hoosiers, 2 of their biggest people, Henderson and Lindemann, are saddled in foul trouble. At the line, Porter Roberts with 4 points, and he's got 5 now. Roberts with his 5th. He'll have one more shot coming. He's a 72% free throw shooter. 27-25, Indiana by 2. Roberts has one more shot. Up it goes, and he cans them both. Roberts has 6. Timeout called. Nope, Lingdarner will check in for Purdue. So now, Brian Evans will inbound for the Hoosiers. He gets it in to Damon Bailey. Lindemann sitting down as Mandeville is checked in. Porter Roberts is sat down for the Boilermakers. Lingdarner's back in there. Here's Todd Leary. Leary drives it in the lane. Scoops to the left hand and missed the shot. Rebound pulled out of there by Glenn Robinson. Robinson down the floor quickly. And a whistle. And they call Steve Hart for a foul. I'll tell you what, they are really starting to call some strange fouls, and not that the officials are wrong here, but it just doesn't seem consistent.
Well, McDonald's calling all the fouls. Burl Sells hadn't called a foul all night.
5:37 to go. Glenn Robinson goes to the line. And he fires up the first of what is a 1-and-1, and he cans it. He's got 8 points now. He'll get another opportunity. 19 fouls called on each ball club. And Robinson at the stripe flies number 2. It is good. He's got his 9th point of the game, and now it's Purdue by 1 again, 28-27. Here is Steve Hart. Todd Leary. Leary across the timeline. Leary goes to Damon Bailey. Bailey goes to Brian Evans. 3 on the way. Got it! Brian Evans, first field goal, his 4th point. And Indiana by 2 as Waddell returns with a tray. No good, and the rebound batted away. Brian Evans saves to Damon Bailey. Here's Bailey quickly up the court. Damon takes it left, gives to Brian Evans. Evans looks inside, comes back out to Leary. Now to Damon. Damon in the lane, scoops it up, and got it to foul! Damon Bailey drives in the lane, throws it up, it goes, and he draws the foul on stand back, and he'll go to the line for a 3-point possibility. Bailey's got 10. And now free throw time for Damon with 5:02 to go in the first half. He could take it up to a 5-point lead. They still haven't put who the foul was on, but I believe they nailed it on Standback. Here comes Sharon Wilkerson off the bench for IU. Well, he never did put it up on the scoreboard. I'm going to put it down on Standback, and that'll be his first. Damon Bailey at the line, flies the free one, got it. Bailey's got 11. Indiana subs, Sharon Wilkerson for Bailey. 33-28, Indiana by 5. 5 minutes to go in the half. Here's Link Donner across the timeline. Donner toward the left side. Gets it off to Glenn Robinson. Robinson works on Steve Hart. Robinson fires the jumper and got it. Steve Hart is simply no match for Glenn Robinson size-wise, and Robinson took it up in a jumper right over the top of him. Here's Sharon Wilkerson for IU. Brings it back to the wing. Sharon spins back to the right. Pulls up, brings it back out to Todd Leary. Leary goes to Steve Hart, into Brian Evans. Evans looks to clear it, got it out to Richard Mandeville, who goes to Hart. Hart back to Evans. Evans in the lane, pulls, gives out to Hart. Hart fakes, goes to Wilkerson. Now to Leary. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound comes off the Standback. Down the floor, Purdue's Matt Waddell. He cross-courts it to Link Donner. He tried to take it up inside, flips it out to Waddell. Waddell looks for help, clears to Donner. Donner inside, it goes to Glenn Robinson, and there goes a travel. Robinson gets nailed on the treble, and Bob Knight raises his hands in exuberation. And look at him. He is playing the crowd.
Well, he's been wanting that traveling call all night long, and he finally got it.
Now he claps his hands together. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. Indiana. Back on offense. Leary looks inside. Gets it to Bryant. 15-footer short. Rebound. Batted up. Taken out of there by Herb Dove. Dove down the floor quickly. Dove fires it out to Donner. Donner travel. Third Purdue turnover. Bob Knight again has his hands over his head clapping. And we got a timeout. Score. Indiana 33, Purdue 30, 3:41 to go. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening, or rather this is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
The people at the Central Indiana Midas shops are showing that there's a different way to get your car repaired. It's called the Midas way. They properly diagnose the problem so the work is done right the first time. They fix only what needs to be fixed, give you their exclusive inspection, and thoroughly explain your options. They honor your Midas warranty without hassle.
They prove that a car repair company can be professional, responsive, and caring. So see your Central Indiana Midas shops for that different way to get your car repaired. The Midas way. That's the way it should be.
Before you could grab a cross-court pass, fake to the left, and shoot for three. Before you could make a break and go for the big slam dunk, defying the earthly force of gravity for a moment of serious hang time. You were a kid who kept practicing long after all your friends had gone home. At Pioneer Hybrid, we're proud to support the Indiana Hoosiers, and we salute everyone who has the heart of a winner. See your Pioneer sales representative for the variety right for you.
Well, back once again at the Assembly Hall where Indiana is leading Purdue 33-30. We have 3:41 to go in this first half. This game brought to you by Pursuit Herbicide for the highest degree of soybean weed control, proven, consistent, and unbeatable for no two.
Well, Don, neither team hitting really well. Purdue only 33% on 11 of 33. Indiana 48% on 11 of 23. But both teams going to the foul line and scoring pretty well right now.
33-30 the score. IU with a 3-point lead in the ball. Full court pressure applied by Purdue. Damon Bailey will inbound. Bailey finds Steve Hart. Back to Damon. Off to Todd Leary, and Leary across the timeline. Todd slows it in backcourt. Now looks at left, drives it, bounces off to Brian Evans. Baseline jump hook is no good. Tips his own rebound up and in. Brian Evans, his 6th point of the ball game. 35-30, Indiana by 5. Here's Waddell lobbing to Robinson, who turns, fakes again, puts it up and missed it, rebounds it, put it in. Nice play by Robinson. He does the same thing that Evans did. And Glenn Robinson with 13. 35-32. Now Leary, top of the key, looks, gives outside to Damon Bailey. Bailey looks inside, gets it to Steve Hart, jumper from 15, good! Steve Hart's first two. 37-32. Indiana again by 5. Glenn Robinson balls, drives it right, pulls up, fires, got it. Robinson for a 2-pointer. He's got his 15th point of the game. Now the other way. Indiana's Damon Bailey to the left wing. Looks low. Damon spins back out to Steve Hart. Hart to Brian Evans. Evans looks inside, can't find anybody. He'll bring it back out, top of the lane. Brian gives it to Steve Hart. Hart out to Damon. Bailey against Martin, looks in. Looks up at the clock, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Damon drives it left, pulls up baseline, looks for help, clears it out to Brian Evans. He fakes and he travels. Evans should have taken the shot, but he didn't. 5th turnover by Indiana. I'll tell you what, these two coaches are probably into this game as much as they've ever been. Every call, every play made. Here's Waddell, backcourt for the Boarders. Bounces to Conzo Martin. He gets it to Glenn Robinson. Robinson flips it away to Herb Dove. Dove back to Robinson right. Robinson baseline, a whistle. Blocking foul on Mandeville. Mandeville will be called for the personal. That will be his first. And coming into the ball game will be Herb Dove once again for standback. Brantley is back in there for Purdue as well. Glenn Robinson will be at the line. Indiana's a 3-point leader, but Robinson with a chance to cut it to 1. 15 points for Glenn, and he gets 2 shots here. The first is good. Robinson was 16. Well, he's not off to his patented slow start tonight, nor are the Boilermakers, although neither team, after a hot shooting start, has shot it exceptionally well since. The second one is also good, and Robinson now with 17 points. It's 37-36, IU by just 1. A minute 51 to go in the half. Across the timeline. Backcourt dribble, Todd Leary. Leary spins, jumps it off to Brian Evans, who barely pulled it in, gets it to Bailey, back to Brian, 3 on the way. Evans scores! Brian Evans, his 9th point. That was a big 3. Indiana by 4. Here's Herb Dove. Dove looks inside, drives it, gets it out to Brantley. Brantley goes to Robinson. Robinson fires a 3, and he hit it again. Glenn Robinson scores his 20th point of the ball game. Man, is he hot. His first try. 40-39, Indiana, a 1-point trailer or leader. Here is Leary. Backcourt. Todd goes to Bailey. Damon with a minute on the clock. Drives the baseline. Pulls up, fires, misses. Rebound knocked out of bounds to Purdue. Boilermaker basketball. 59 seconds to go in the half.
Well, Robinson right now is carrying Purdue. He's the only one that scored in the last 5 minutes.
That's all they need. He is unreal. When he gets it going, here's Waddell. Bounces to Conzo Martin. Back out to Robinson. Robinson flies it left side to Dove. Dove cross-courts it back to Robinson. He drives on Bailey, and they're going to call Damon for a foul. So Bailey will get nailed on his first personal foul, and it'll be again Robinson going to the line. Well, this game brought to you in part by Napa. Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running. At the line, Glenn Robinson with 20 already. His career high is 42. He's on that kind of pace. He missed that one badly, however. One more shot coming. Justin Jennings will be coming in, I believe, for Robinson, and Pat Graham will check in for IU. This one does drop. 21 now for Glenn. He'll go to the sideline with 21 points already of Purdue's 40. He is 7 of 13 from the field. He hit only 2 out of his first 6, but boy, he's been red hot since. Indiana and Purdue locked at 40 all. 38 seconds to go in the half. Indiana ball. Damon Bailey across the line to Todd Leary. Leary looks inside, goes to Brian Evans. Evans has it knocked away. It'll belong to Indiana. Herb Dove was the guy who touched it last. Brian wanted a foul. Evans looks and finally gets it into Damon. Bailey clears it out to Todd. 22 on the shot clock. About 3 seconds difference on the game clock. Here is Graham. Pat circles backcourt, and he's fouled by Jennings. Justin Jennings picked up his 3rd foul. So Jennings has been pretty pesky defensively, has now picked up 3 personals, and he'll go to the sideline as Glenn Robinson will check back in. 20 seconds to go. It'll be Pat Graham at the free throw stripe. Graham tonight has not scored. Not sure he's taking a shot, has he? Nope. And Robinson checks in for Jennings. Here comes Steve Hart back in for IU now. Hart will check in for Brian Evans. Indiana's really been at a disadvantage with Robinson, with both Henderson and Lindeman on the bench size-wise. You know, I was thinking about Evans. You've heard of the old adage, one-arm paper hanger? That's Brian Evans. Man, he can get more done with one arm than some can with 2. And Pat Graham cans the free one. He's got his first point of the ball game. And Indiana retakes the lead by 1 with 20 seconds to go. Pat will have a chance to make it a 2-point advantage for IU. He flies number 2, and nothing but net. He's got his first 2 of the game. 42-40 IU. Matt Waddell brings it up. They'll look for the last shot. Waddell across the timeline. Backcourt dribble. Waddell close to the midcourt line. Goes left looking for Robinson. Finally gets it to him. Robinson with 6. Robinson with 5. Robinson lost the ball. Brings it back out. 2. Shoots it out to Waddell. Lost the ball. Leary throws it up at the horn, and it does not go. But the halftime has come to close. And at halftime here at the Assembly Hall in Bloomington, it is Indiana 42, the Purdue Boilermakers 40. And we'll be back to recap the first half scoring as we begin the Jeep Eagle halftime show. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
I'm Bill Compton, head of the Airline Pilots Association for TWA and a member of our new Labor Advisory Committee. All the employees got together to prepare a message about TWA's new attitude. But then we thought, who better to speak about TWA than the passengers themselves?
And this is the first time that I've seen an airline take a step for customer satisfaction other than getting you from point A to point B.
TWA is obviously more concerned with their clientele's well-being and their accommodations, their comfort.
At TWA, we have 25,000 dedicated professionals who have your best interest in mind. We're all part of a participative management committed to making TWA the most comfortable way to fly. We're so committed, we voluntarily contributed our own money to bring you this message. That's why our passengers have a lot to say.
TWA is listening to the passengers, observing what the passengers want and need.
If your goal is economical home comfort, PSI Energy can give you a home court advantage. Call PSI about a Smart Saver high-efficiency heating and cooling system or a Summer Saver high-efficiency cooling system. With both systems, you enjoy reduced energy costs, enhanced home comfort, and lots of other energy-saving values. Call PSI at 1-800-521-2232 about a Smart Saver or Summer Saver new home or an energy-efficient system for your existing home. That's 1-800-521-2232. It's time for the Women's Update, brought to you by State Farm Insurance, a major supporter of women's athletics. The IU women's basketball team is on the road this weekend, and on Sunday they'll be at Iowa City to take on the 11th-ranked Hawkeyes. Indiana upset Iowa in Bloomington in late January. Indiana's women's tennis team will be hosting Tennessee on Sunday at the IU Tennis Pavilion. The matches start at 10 a.m. IU is ranked 11th in the country as Coach Lynn Loring's 200th Big Ten Conference win happened this past weekend. This update's brought to you by State Farm Insurance.
Well, back once again at the Assembly Hall, where Indiana is leading Purdue by the slimmest of margins, 42-40. As the halftime comes to a close, let's take a look at the individual scoring in this first half of play. For the Purdue Boilermakers, Matt Waddell has a three-point field goal, a regular field goal, and a free throw for 6 first-half points. He has picked up 1 personal foul. Porter Roberts has thrown in a pair of field goals, a pair of free throws, 6 points, and 2 fouls. Brandon Bradley did not score or foul in the first half. Glenn Robinson has had a sensational first half of play. We have him for 7 field goals, including a 3-pointer. He also has tossed in 5 free throws for 21 first-half points, and he has picked up 1 personal foul. Konzo Martin, a field goal for 2 points and a foul. Ian Standback has a field goal for 2 points and a foul. Link Darter did not score, picked up a foul. Herb Dove has 1 free throw, 1 point, and 1 foul. And Justin Jennings has popped a field goal for 2 points and 3 personal fouls. But the guy who's doing the job for Purdue thus far, Glenn Robinson, with 21. For Indiana tonight, Damon Bailey has thrown in 4 field goals to go along with 3 free throws. He has 4 field goals, 3 free throws, 11 first-half points, and 1 personal foul. Pat Graham with a pair of free throws, 2 points, and no fouls. Todd Leary with a field goal for 2 points and 1 foul. Alan Henderson, a pair of field goals for 4 points and 2 fouls. Todd Lindemann has popped in 3 field goals, 4 free throws, 10 first-half points, but Todd has 3 personal fouls. Steve Hart with a field goal for 2 points, 2 fouls. Brian Evans with 3 field goals, 2 of those were 3-pointers and a free throw, 9 first-half points and 1 foul. Sharon Wilkerson with a pair of free throws for 2 points, no fouls, and Richard Mandeville with no points and 1 personal. So Indiana has 2 players in double figures, 11 for Bailey, 10 for Lindemann, and just under double figures, Brian Evans with 9. Max, those team stats.
Well, Indiana shot 50% in that first half on 14 of 28. Purdue just 37% on 14 of 37. Indiana was 2 of 4 from three-point range. Purdue was 2 of 5. Indiana 12 of 15 from the free throw line, 80%. Purdue 10 of 14 for 71%, so not much difference there. Indiana out-rebounded Purdue by a 19-17 margin. Evans had 6 rebounds. He and Henderson with 4. Robinson had 4 along with a block shot for Purdue. Turnovers, 5 against Indiana and 4 for Purdue. The lead changed hands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 ties in that first half. By the way, Don, Indiana led by 4 at Purdue in that first game, so the Hoosiers being up here by 2 is 2 points less than they had in that first encounter. But so far tonight, it's been Bailey at 4 out of 7, Lindemann 3 out of 4, Brian Evans just 3 out of 9.
All right, a halftime score, Indiana 42, Purdue 40. Max will return with the Hooks Drug Store halftime guest, Bill Mallory, in a moment. You're listening to Indiana University Basketball.
Your farm is your home and your business. But if you haven't gone over your farm insurance lately, don't assume you're adequately covered. Thompson Hopper & Associates offer complete farm coverage for your home, farm buildings, personal property, recreational and farm vehicles, farm liability, farm workers' compensation, and more. Does your insurance agent take you for granted? Call Thompson Hopper & Associates. Talk to them about it. You'll be glad you did. Thompson Hopper & Associates. Good guys with a good name, built on good insurance service.
Has the time arrived for your new car or truck? Then listen to this money-saving tip. Stop in at National City Bank first to make arrangements for your loan before you buy. National City Bank's low rates mean low payments when you borrow before you buy. And National City Bank promises to process your loan application in 1 day or less. Call 362-3400 for more details. Low auto loan rates. Another example of National City Bank Montgomery County locations going the distance for you.
Great horny toads. I hates rabbits, but I loves the Showdown Saloon.
Everybody loves the Showdown Saloon. It's the place to go in Crawfordsville. 2 complete bars, 5 pool tables, pool leagues, dart leagues, ping pong, color TV. Showdown, a great place to meet new friends and have fun.
Great horny toads. I hates rabbits, but I loves the Showdown Saloon.
125 North Green, downtown.
Break 'em up at the Bank Cigar Shop, where you can play pool for as long as you like for just $3 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only $2 Monday through Thursday. And since the Bank Cigar Shop has moved to their new location, they carry more special interest magazines than anyone else around. When you're looking for something to do, stop in and pick up a magazine or two and shoot some pool at the Bank Cigar Shop. Now in their new location at 124 North Green Street, downtown Crawfordsville.
At the Assembly Hall, Indiana leading Purdue at halftime 42-40. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Indiana University basketball.
This is Miriam from Brooms and Heirlooms Florist, sending congratulations for 30 years of service to 1550 WCVL and 103.9 WIMC Crawfordsville.
University, and Bill, you've been in some of these Indiana-Purdue battles. Things get kind of tense out there.
Well, it's a typical rival game. I don't care what you're playing, man. You can always expect to see a good contest.
I've seen you get a little excited. Coach Knight was just a little excited in that first half.
Well, I can appreciate that. You know, you get wrapped up with it. There's a lot of feel in a game of this sort.
Bill, this weather outside makes it think it's about time to start football once again. Spring practice very far away.
Well, we're going to begin Max spring practice on March the 24th, and then we'll finish with our spring game on April the 14th, and we'll have the pigskin pancake on April the 9th. So hope that we'll have a lot of people come out for that. We'll have our usual arrangement with breakfast starting about 8 o'clock, and then we'll get the scrimmage underway about 10 o'clock.
Well, I know you've just finished your recruiting. How do you feel about how things went as far as recruiting?
Well, Max, I think for the most part we felt we met our needs this year. We felt we come up with some good quality. I think always there's a couple you would like to have gotten that you didn't, but overall I think the staff and I were pleased with the way it all worked out.
Where do you think you picked up on your strength?
Well, I think for the most part we got pretty good balance in this class, and I think it should be a good blend with last year's class, and any more with the cutbacks and scholarship. You've got to blend those classes in, and I think this class did. We got some good speed. We needed to get some good skill speed with Thomas Lewis coming out early. We had to bear down a little bit more in the receiving corps, and we were pleased with the talent in which we were able to recruit there. Secondary, we lost some key people there this past year, and we feel we've got some good talent coming in the secondary. In fact, we'll probably call upon a couple of them to give us some backup help.
You last year struggled some with the running game. Did you have any recruiting in that area?
Well, again, where we tried to put some emphasis was in our offensive line to strengthen that. We went after one running back, and he could play either defense or offense, and that was Bobby Nelson from the Chicago area. But we put a little more emphasis in our up front lines there on both sides of the ball.
When you talk about lines, of course, you've got to be talking about Mr. Football this year in Bo Barzalauskas. He had to be a real key to you.
Well, we were very pleased to get Bo, and of course, he committed to me verbally this summer. I couldn't really disclose that because of the rules, but he's a young man with great talent. He could play on either side of the ball. We're going to go with him on the defensive side. I think that's the side that he prefers, but I think he's a football player that could probably play a number of positions, maybe as versatile of an athlete as far as a lineman that maybe we've had. And then I'm very pleased to get Brady Shields from right here in town. I really, Brady's our kind of player. He's good hard nose, get after Vlad, and we'll use Brady at the linebacker post.
You brought in a quarterback?
Yeah, we were pleased. We had an opportunity to look at some quarterbacks, and when it settled down, the young man that we really wanted was Jeff Kern. And Bill Lynch did an excellent job in recruiting him. We had an opportunity to see him play, and he's just a quality young man. Reminds you a lot of Chris Ditto. He's got good height, about 6'5", and an excellent arm. And he was heavily recruited. It came down to Wisconsin, Penn State, and ourselves. Minnesota also, and so it was nice to come out on top with that one.
Bill, we got about 30 seconds here, so what do you think your strengths are going to be next year?
Well, I think it's a football team, which we've got some voids to fill. We're expecting our offense to come on better. I think we've got, more maturity in our running backs. We're expecting to see this Alex Smith step to the forefront and give us some punch back there. Defensively, we're going to have to fill some voids, but we've got some people that are capable. It's their turn now. What they've got to do is step to the forefront and just lay it on the line.
Well, Bill, we appreciate your coming by, and it won't be too long until March rolls around, and I know one thing, we just take 5 or 10 seconds here to talk about that new indoor facility that hopefully is going to get underway here real soon. That's going to help too, isn't it?
Well, we are, and I think that talking to Clarence, we're hopeful to get it underway, Max, here by the end of the spring, early summer, and that's going to be a great shot in the arm, not only for a football program, but for our athletic programs here, because other sports are going to be able to use it also. But I just want to say this in closing, Mac. I hope that there'll be a lot of people come out. They're certainly welcome to watch us in our practices as well as our scrimmages this spring.
Bill, we appreciate your stopping by and for being our guest today. We want to give you this gift certificate from D-Dan's Gentlemen's Ladies Clothiers in the North Willow Mall in Indianapolis.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Indiana leading the Purdue Boilermakers 42-40 here at halftime, as it's been a very, very intense game in this first half of play, as both teams have gone at it hammer and nails, and this second half is going to be getting underway very, very shortly. Quick look at the official stats that got passed out. Officially, Indiana shot 50%, just as we gave you. Purdue with 37.8, also as we gave you, as both of these teams battled each other right down to the wire. Well, both teams are taking almost a complete allotment here of that halftime. We're down now to about 2 minutes, and neither team has returned, Don. They're using that locker room all they can.
And we'll return with our second half start here in a moment. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
There are a lot of reasons so many young families come to State Farm for life insurance. There's nobody better than a State Farm agent at helping you design a life insurance plan that fits your family and your budget. That's because State Farm agents take the time to listen, to answer your questions, to explain your life insurance choices. Personal service. It makes life insurance from State Farm the kind of value more and more young families choose. And it's a great reason to call your State Farm agent.
The stars will always shine, the birds always sing. As long as there is thirst, there's always the real thing. Coca-Cola Classic's always the one. Whenever there is fun, there's always Coca-Cola. Always Coca-Cola.
When you travel, consider the intelligent alternatives of Ace Rent-A-Car. If you plan to drive, Ace has a diversified fleet of new low-mileage cars and vans with unlimited mileage and at rates to fit your budget. If you're flying, leave your car with a friend. Ace Valet Parking, just off the Indianapolis Airport. Ace's 24-hour parking service provides a convenient, secure, hassle-free alternative. Whether you drive or fly, Ace is the way to go. Ace, the intelligent alternative.
During this cold winter, you can save on quality products from your local participating Napa Auto Parts store. Count on the starting power you need with the Napa Legend 75-month battery, now just $59.99 with exchange. And Napa's 12-foot-long booster cables with long-reaching tangle-resistant cables and handy carry bag as low as $9.99. Save on these and other quality parts and accessories you'll need this winter. At Napa, we keep America running.
Well, back at the Assembly Hall, about to get the second half underway. Our halftime guests receive a gift certificate from D-Dance Gentlemen's and Ladies Clothing of Indianapolis. D-Dance has updated classic clothing, sportswear, and accessories for men and women. And, of course, D-Dance is open daily, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Thursday till 9. D-Dance Clothing to complement your lifestyle in West 86th Street at Township Line Road on the North Fulham Mall in Indianapolis. Purdue will have the basketball to start the second half. The Border's down 2, 42-40. And we are ready. On the floor, Conzo Martin, Porter Roberts, Matt Waddell, Glenn Robinson, and Brandon Brantley for the Borders. Indiana with Todd Leary, Damon Bailey, Brian Evans, Todd Lindeman, and Alan Henderson. Lindeman playing with 3 fouls, Henderson with 2. Here's Roberts, left side bouncer to Martin. Conzo Martin, who has had a hot hand against Indiana normally, has been slow to get started tonight with just a field goal. Right side, Robinson. He's been hot. He fires. He misses. The rebound, Brian Evans. 7 rebounds for Evans now as Leary gives it off to Damon Bailey. He circles back outside. Damon goes right to Brian. Evans looks in, brings it back to Leary. Leary inside to Henderson. He works, turns, fires it up. Blocked shot by Brantley. Off to Porter Roberts. Nice defensive play by the Borders there. Roberts goes left, and Brian Evans bats it out of bounds. Ball will belong to Conzo Martin. Martin will trigger it. Gets it off to Roberts in backcourt. Roberts, left side. Indiana looks like they're in a zone. They are. 2-3 zone for the Hoosiers. The pass into Brantley. Now down low to Robinson. Turnaround jump shot, no good, and Alan Henderson clears the board. Henderson goes to Leary. Leary across the timeline. Todd takes it in the lane, pulls up, fires to Lindeman. Jump shot in the air. Off the mark, no. Rebound comes off to Matt Waddell. Here come the Boilermakers back down the floor. Nobody scored thus far. Here is Conzo Martin in the corner. Lobs it into Robinson. Bats it back out to Waddell. Now to Robinson again. He'll dribble it back out of trouble. Clears to Waddell. Right side to Roberts. In the corner to Conzo, who fires the long one and got it. Conzo Martin with a tray, and Purdue takes the lead. His second basket of the game, 5 points for Conzo Martin. It's 43-42. Now Leary to the right side, outside to Damon. Bailey goes to Lindeman. Todd turns around, bounces into Henderson down low. Allen in the lane, jump hook, around, couldn't get the roll. And a foul on Lindeman, that's number 4. So Todd Lindeman, who had a solid first half while he was in there, but picked up fouls early, or actually late, and is going to go to the sideline with 4. It's going to bring Mandeville off the bench. Indiana's back in the zone defense. 2-3 zone. The third time this year they played the zone. Here's Porter Roberts. Roberts backcourt to Matt Waddell. Left side to Robinson. Glenn Robinson drives, fires, and misses. Rebound, knocked away. Leary's got it for IU. Across the timeline, Todd Leary. Down inside the lane. Pitches to Damon. 3 on the way. Yeah! Bailey, his 14th point, his first 3. And Indiana retakes the lead by a pair at 45-43. Now Glenn Robinson. He drives. He pitches to Waddell. Waddell comes outside. He clears it left to Conzo Martin. He drives in. He fires. No good. Rebound. Batted to Henderson. Down the floor to Bailey. And Roberts is going to be called for a foul. Porter Roberts has picked up his 3rd personal. So Roberts now with 3. Indiana will get the basketball out of bounds. Porter Roberts will go to the sideline, I believe, or will he? Nope, he will not. Brandon Brantley checks out, and Ian Standback comes in. Todd Lindeman has gone to the sideline for Indiana. Richard Mandeville checks in for him. Here's Damon Bailey in backcourt. Damon goes to Todd Leary. Leary looks inside. Flips it out to Brian Evans. Evans looks low, goes back to Leary. Leary drives it left wing to the baseline. Flies out to Damon. Bailey goes back right to Brian. Evans now clears to Todd Leary. Leary again looks it and backs it out on the dribble. Leary to the right wing. Out to Brian Evans. He fakes the 3. Back to Leary. Leary looks in from 7 seconds on the clock to Bailey. Baseline jump shot by Damon is around, no good. Rebound, and hitting the deck is Richard Mandeville. Out of bounds, and it'll belong to IU. Looked like Mandeville might have got knocked down, but there was no call. Apparently, he just slipped and fell. It was right in front of the Indiana bench, so I don't think there's any question you heard about it if it was a foul. Bailey inbounds to Todd Leary. Leary in backcourt, and we've got a whistle, a hold against Purdue. Conzo Martin may have gotten nailed on that one. We'll wait and see. No, it's Ling Darner. Darner gets called for the foul, his second. Second team foul against the Borders. Indiana ball, 2-point lead for the Hoosiers. Inbound comes and thrown away. Glenn Robinson's got an easy breakaway layup, and he will slam it. Robinson ties the ball game at 45 as he got a breakaway slam dunk for his 23rd point. Now, 45 all time, 16:28 to go. Damon Bailey with the ball on the left side of the circle. Damon circles it out, gives to Todd Leary. Leary on the wing, back to Damon. Bailey inside, fires it up, missed it, rebound. Bailey got it back, fakes, fires, and got the roll. Bailey has got 16 now. Indiana by 2 at 47-45. Robinson with the ball in the left wing. Robinson against Bailey, takes it inside, fires the 15-footer short, and the rebound batted to Todd Leary. Leary comes back across the timeline. Todd down inside, kicks it out to Bailey. We got a whistle, and we got a foul against Purdue. Link Darner may have gotten nailed again. That'll be Darner's third. And we're going to have a timeout. The score reads Indiana 47, Purdue 45, 15:54 to go in this final half of play. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Indiana University basketball.
Ask people around here where they find the best meats in Montgomery County, and time again, those people will say Crawford's Food Stores. And it's no accident Crawford's has a reputation for the best meats. As an independent grocery, they have a big say in what meat they will and will not accept. Years of experience have taught them what to choose, and they sell only choice grade beef for the best quality lean trimmed pork. So if you're sometimes unhappy with the meat you're buying elsewhere, stop in and join all those people who always buy their meat from Crawford's Food Store on West Market Street and the 24-hour Crawford's on South Washington.
Yes, the Floor Covering Shop delivers the best floor covering value with price, selection, and proper installation. So for years to come, you'll feel good about your floor covering purchase. And the Floor Covering Shop knows that if you don't receive all three, you don't have the best value, and you miss out on that feel-good feeling. The Floor Covering Shop is in the feel-good business by providing you with the best floor covering values. So join your neighbors by getting your floor covering at the Floor Covering Shop, 134 West Main Street, downtown Crawfordsville. You'll feel good when you know you bought the best value in flooring.
On a new car or truck, you can check out your Central Indiana Dodge dealer. They're a proud sponsor of IU basketball. We know how to help.
Well, neither team can get off the mark in this half. Both teams shooting just 2 out of 7, 29%. Indiana using that zone, and that leaves some side corners open. And Conzo Martin, who in the first half took only 2 shots, hitting one of them, has already fired up 2 in this half and hit 1. Right now, Glenn Robinson struggling. He's hit only 1 out of 5, and that came on that breakaway layup that he had. Indiana's Damon Bailey carrying the load right now. 2 out of 4 for him this half.
47-45, Indiana 2-point leader. The Hoosier ball. Brian Evans will inbound it. Looking, finally clears in, and it's Todd Leary, batted away by Waddell, but picked up by Leary. Todd in backcourt. Takes it to the right side of the circle, takes it to the wing, bounces to Brian Evans. Evans turns on a double team. The ball batted out of bounds by Glenn Robinson. Good block by Robinson. And Indiana's Brian Evans will inbound. Evans gets it into Damon Bailey. Bailey, outside pass to Todd Leary. Leary takes it to the wing, inside to Brian. He turns, one dribble, gives out to Damon. Bailey into Allen Henderson. He turns on Robinson inside, turns again, jumps it out to Leary. Leary now clears cross court to Brian Evans. He fires a 3 and got it! Brian Evans bangs home his 12th point of the ball game and his 3rd three-pointer. Another one the other way, and Conzo Martin cans a tray. Martin's got his 8th point, so he returns the favor for Purdue, and it's still IU by a pair, 50-48. Here is Leary, backcourt, looks for Evans, can't find him, goes to Bailey. Damon down low to Allen. Allen back out to Leary. He fires up a tray, and he hits it. Todd Leary's 5th point, his first 3 of the night. Indiana by 5 again. Robinson to Conzo Martin. Martin regaining his shooting touch here a bit in the second half to Waddell to Donner. Donner circles back to the top of the key. Now to Robinson left wing. He drives on Henderson. Fires the shot up and hit it. Glenn Robinson scores his 25th point. 53-50. Indiana by 3. Leary in backcourt. Todd gives out to Damon. Damon stops, goes back to Leary. Leary now holds and looks, gets it into Brian Evans. Evans turns in the circle, back out to the top of the key, bounces to Allen. Allen down low, fires it up, missed the shot for the foul. Glenn Robinson, I believe, will be nailed in the personal. Robinson picking up his second of the ball game. And Alan Henderson with 4 points will go to the free throw line. 53-50 is the score. IU by 3 with 14-12 remaining in this final half of play. At the line, Henderson with 4. All scored in the first half. He sat much of the first half with a pair of personal fouls. And he drops that free one for his 5th point. Indiana now leads by 4. He'll try to take it to 5. 14 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. And Martin gets in the lane. The second shot drops, and so there's no violation as Indiana gets Henderson to hit his 6th point. Indiana now by 5. Here's Waddell in backcourt. Indiana's in a 2-3 zone. That back out, Conzo Martin on the dribble, top of the key. Lobs it away to Robinson, who fires a tray, and he misses. The rebound batted up, and it's taken away by Bailey, but he can't save. Oh, it is Indiana's ball. Indiana got a break there. They say Ling Garner touched it last. I don't think there's much question that the Hoosiers got a bit of a break. Here is Todd Leary across the timeline. Leary to the right side of the circle. Todd takes it down low to Brian Evans. Back out to Todd Leary. Fakes the 3. Drives it across the lane. Pulls up, gives to Bailey. It's kicked away to Brian Evans. Evans back out to Leary to reset the offense. Todd goes to Bryant again. Bryant turns, fires, and misses the ball shot badly. Ian Standback comes up with a rebound. Here's Purdue on the attack. Backcourt Waddell to Robinson. He fakes and he travels. So Glenn Robinson turns it over, the 5th of the ball game, turnover-wise for Purdue. Indiana gets the ball back. And Todd Leary will bring it up. Leary now across the timeline. Todd in backcourt, takes it to the left side. Down low to Brian Evans. Evans back to Leary. He fires another 3, and it's no good. Whistle, and a foul call, I think, on Mandeville. Mandeville will be called for the personal, his 2nd of the ball game. That is the 2nd team foul against IU. Porter Roberts returns to the Purdue lineup. Matt Waddell will sit down. And so Porter Roberts in. 13:07 on the clock, and Indiana is a 55-50 leader, but the Boilermakers have the ball once again. Porter Roberts, right side pass to Darner, outside to Martin. Martin in backcourt, gives it off to Roberts again. Roberts slides it across the key and fires the jump shot and hits it. Porter Roberts gets his 8th point. 55-52, Indiana a 3-point leader. Todd Leary bringing it up against Darner across the timeline. Leary to the left wing. Baseline drive, pulls up, looks for help, bounces out to Damon. Bailey with a basketball, gets it into Richard Mandeville. He turns and fires, and he misses the shot and the whistle. And what do we got? A foul call apparently against Purdue inside. Conzo Martin will be nailed on this one. That'll be his 2nd foul of the ball game. That is the 15th foul against the Boilers, and Indiana will have it out of bounds. Brian Evans will trigger the inbound, gets it to Bailey. Damon fires it up right away, misses the shot. Mandeville rebounds, back up, and he got it! Mandeville with a jump hook rebound basket. 57-52, IU by 5 again. Here is Martin the other way on the left side, brings it out, then goes left to Porter Roberts with a pass. Indiana's back into the 2-3 zone. Here's Roberts to Link Donner to Conzo Martin. Martin brings it back outside. It goes to Roberts. Down the corner to Darner. Darner drives. Cross-courts it to Conzo for a 3 try, and he missed it, but a foul is called against Indiana. Brian Evans will be nailed on it, and it'll send Conzo Martin to the line for a rare 3-point shot, or 3 free throw try in the ball game. That is the 2nd foul on Brian Evans. Well, this ball game is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance and the more than 500 State Farm agents throughout Indiana. For all your family insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Canzo Martin at the line with 8 points, and this is a rare three-point try here.
First time they've gone to the line this half.
Martin fires it up. It is good. Canzo Martin is connected on his 9th point of the ball game. He'll have one more shot coming, or make it 2 more. What'd you say, Max? It was what?
First time they've gone to the line this half.
And the second one is no good. He'll have one more. Looking down the list, Indiana's been to the line for just 2 free throws in the second half. So this will equal things, actually put them 1 up, and he hits it. So 2 out of the 3 for Canzo Martin. He's got 10, and timeout is called. The score, Indiana 57, Purdue 54, 11:57 to go in this one. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
Horner's annual February tax sale is now in progress. Great tax sale savings on all new and used cars and trucks. Rebates up to $1,500 on GM and Chrysler models. And you can get the lowest interest rates in years. Horner's selection of new Buicks, Pontiacs, Chryslers, and used cars has never been better. They really believe now is the best time of year to buy. Over 200 new Jeeps, vans, trucks, and used cars to choose from. Every one of them now with February tax sale savings. Stop in today for the best deals of the year at Horner's Corner in downtown Crawfordsville.
Serb's Tire at 210 North Walnut is your one-stop automotive shop with Cooper Tires, the American-made and owned tire with nationwide warranties. And with the addition of top mechanic Ben Gleason, Serb's Tire is able to expand their automotive services. Brake and shock work, transmission, oil changes, and of course Cooper Tires. Serb's Tire at 210 North Walnut, open Monday through Friday 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4, or call 362-0279.
We're back once again at the Assembly Hall here in Bloomington. Indiana leading 57-54 over Purdue. 11:57 to go in this contest. And you can play the 2 newest scratch-off games, fans, from the Hoosier Lottery. With Instant 21, you can win $2,000 instantly by beating the dealer's score. And with 7 come 11, you can win $3,000 instantly by having a lucky roll of the dice. That's new Instant 21 and 7 come 11. And you've got to play to win.
Well, Indiana's shooting dropping down, hitting only 5 of 15 this half, 33%. Purdue, on the other hand, 5 of 11 for 45%. Indiana's overall shooting for the game now dropping down to 44%. Purdue has moved theirs up now for the game to 39%.
Indiana will have the basketball. Brian Evans will trigger it in. He gets it to Todd Leary. Indiana by 3. Full court pressure by the Boilermakers. Leary trying to break it himself. There's a trap. He gets it to Bailey. Bailey will cross the timeline. Damon in backcourt. Damon now works it out to Todd Leary. Leary looks right, comes left, gives to Brian Evans. Down low to Alan Henderson, baseline. Allen puts it up and scores. Alan Henderson's 8 point. He got around Glenn Robinson, and it's 59-54. IU by 5, 11:28 left. Canzo Martin with the basketball. Outside to Porter Roberts to Waddell. Indiana stays in a 2-3 zone. Waddell cross-courts it off to Roberts. Roberts drives in the lane, kicks it out to Waddell. He pulls up in the right wing, out to Roberts. Roberts, top of the key. Looks inside, goes back to Waddell. Down low to Robinson. Baseline jump shot, good. Glenn Robinson's got his 27th point. 59-56. Indiana a 3-point leader. Now Leary in backcourt. Todd looks for Bailey. Can't find him. Spins to the baseline, to the lane rather. Gives it outside to Brian Evans. Now to Bailey again. Damon looks inside. Damon threw it out of bounds. Brian Evans, I think, was the intended receiver of the pass, but he broke to the baseline, and the pass went out of bounds, untouched by an Indiana player. 7 turnovers for IU. Well below their normal by this time of a ball game, however. 59-56. The Boilers have a chance to tie with a 3 here. An inside pass batted away, picked off by Todd Leary. Leary across the timeline to Alan Henderson baseline. Allen cross courts to Brian Evans. He fakes, goes baseline with a drive. Shot is up and in! Brian Evans with a huge bucket. His 14th point of the ball game. 61-56 Indiana. Back to the 5-point lead again. Roberts looks inside, goes to Canzo Martin. Martin outside to Waddell. Waddell slides, inside pass, batted away, and Mandeville steals. Richard Mandeville with a huge defensive play. Damon Bailey to Todd Leary. Leary in backcourt. Todd takes it inside the lane, scoops it up with the left hand, scores! Todd Leary's 7th point of the ball game, and Indiana leads 63-56, and timeout Purdue. 9:43 left. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to Indiana University basketball. Once again at the Assembly Hall, where Indiana right now is leading 63-56 with 9:43 to go. We'll remind you that at Midas, inspections are free. In addition to complete exhaust work, they do foreign and domestic car and truck brakes. Stop in or call your local Midas shop for an appointment. Try the Midas way, the way it should be.
Indiana out-rebounding Purdue in this game by a 27-22 margin right now. Alan Henderson with 6 rebounds has now picked up 705 for his career. He's only the 10th Indiana player to have at least 700 rebounds.
All right, Indiana will be back on defense. The Boilermakers will have the basketball. The Hoosiers now lead 63-56. That's their biggest lead of the ball game, is it not?
They had an 8-point lead in the first half, 20-12.
I stand corrected. 2-3 zone for IU. Roberts goes to Conzo Martin. The crowd is roaring its approval right now. Martin to Waddell. Down to Roberts. Roberts brings it back outside. Porter, top of the key, goes left to Waddell. Inside pass to Standback. Outside to Conzo Martin. Baseline drive, shot up, no good. Rebound, Richard Mandeville. He just pulled it out of there. Now, Damon Bailey to Todd Leary. Leary in backcourt, takes Waddell left side, bounces to Damon in the lane, back to Todd, fakes, drives in, pulls up, fires a shot, no good, and the rebound to Glenn Robinson. Leary hit the deck and went out of bounds. Here is Waddell the other way. He clears to Robinson for a 15-footer, and he hits it. Glenn Robinson with his 29-point. And Indiana right now is the leader, 63-58. IU with a 5-point advantage as Leary circles to the left side. Leary brings it back in backcourt, looks it down low, can't find Damon, now does find him. Bailey against Roberts. Damon drives baseline, and we got a whistle and a foul called on Porter Roberts, I believe. If so, Roberts will have his 4th. Porter Roberts picks up number 4. And Herb Dove now will check in for the Boilermakers. And Roberts will go to the sideline. 63-58. Indiana basketball. Indiana lead. 8:35 to go, and Bailey will trigger it in underneath the Hoosier basket into Henderson. Henderson low, spins, fires, and no good. Rebound tipped up and in by Bailey. Damon Bailey's 18th point of the game. 65-58 IU. And as Waddell in backcourt flies it left to Conzo Martin. Martin brings it back outside. Martin, top of the key to Glenn Robinson. Indiana staying in the 2-3 zone. Robinson directs some traffic, stops his dribble, low to Waddell. Waddell baseline jump shot is up and in, and a foul. Matt Waddell scores a big hoop there. His first basket of the second half, his 8th point, and he will go to the free throw line for a 3-point possibility here that can draw Purdue within 4. The foul called against Brian Evans, his 3rd of the ball game. So Matt Waddell to the stripe. Waddell hitting 84% of his Big Ten free tosses. And Waddell has played exceptional ball this year. And he fires it, no good. He misses the free one there. Down the floor come the Hoosiers. Across the timeline, Todd Leary. Leary drives it left, spins back to the right, gives to Damon Bailey. Bailey in the lane, fires it up and missed it. Rebound batted up in the air, struggle for, and out of bounds, it'll belong to IU. So the Hoosiers will have it once again. They lead by 5. The Hoosiers with 7:47 to go. Here's Evans outside of Todd Leary. Leary in backcourt. Todd, a whistle away from the ball. What do we got? Foul call against who? Apparently against Purdue. And it's on Herb Dove. Dove picks up his second foul, and that will put Indiana at the line for a 1-and-1. So Brian Evans will go to the strike. Ian Stanback checks out. Brandon Brantley comes back in for the Bulldogs. 7:41 left. And Bryant hits the free one. He'll get one more. Evans now with 15 points in this ball game. He's got his average in Big Ten play and well over it in regular season play. He'll have one more shot coming, and he connects. 16 for Bryant Evans. Indiana now leads by 7, 67-60. Robinson to Waddell across the timeline. The Hoosiers drop back in the 2-3 zone. Robinson drives it right and fires, and he makes it. Glenn Robinson has got his 31st point of the ball game. 67-62. Todd Leary across the timeline against Dove. Takes it left to Brian Evans for 3. Yes! Brian Evans has his 19th point of the ball game and his 4th tray. Indiana by 8 points. Here's Robinson in the lane. Pulls up, fires, and he misses, but a foul. I think Mandeville will get nailed. Richard Mandeville has picked up his 3rd personal foul. But I'll tell you what, Max, Richard Mandeville has played well defensively.
He has played well, Don, and he's got a big basket in there a while ago. Indiana in this half is 4 out of 5 3-point shooting. They're 6 of 9 for the game. They're 16 of 19 free throws, so they're doing all the things they need to do.
2 shots coming to Glenn Robinson. He fires the first up. It is good. He rattled it home, and Robinson now has his 32nd point. He will have one more shot coming. It is in the air, and it is around, and no good, and Mandeville clears the rebound. He gets it to Bailey. That's the 3rd Mandeville board in this ball game. Todd Leary across the timeline. Leary takes it left, spins back to the right. Looks left, gives to Damon. Damon fires it inside to Brian Evans. Evans brings it back outside to Leary. Leary drives it right, looks for Henderson. Can't find him. Gets it to Damon. 18-footer on the way. Yeah! It rimmed the hoop and fell in. Bailey with 20. Indiana with their biggest lead, 9. 72-63. Brandon Brantley out to Glenn Robinson. Robinson cross courts into Martin. Martin fires it up. It's blocked for the foul. Conzo Martin is fouled, and the foul will go against Alan Henderson. That will be his 3rd. Allen with 3, under the weather yesterday, did not practice, apparently with the flu, looked very, very sick, has come back in this ball game and has played pretty well in the second half.
Played only 7 minutes in the first half. Coach Knight held him out, but he's gone all the way here in the second half.
Martin at the line. First free throw is up. It is no good. So Martin misses. That is the second miss he has had from the stripe in 4 tries tonight. He'll have one more shot coming. Purdue is now 13 of 21 from the free throw line. Martin's second toss is good. Conzo Martin's 11th point. Indiana leads 72-64. 6:22 left. Bailey will inbound against the full court pressure. He gets it to Henderson. Allen looks for help. Jumps it to Bailey. Up the floor come the Hoosiers. Bailey spins around. Cross courts it to Brian Evans. Evans drives baseline. A whistle and a foul. Glenn Robinson, I believe, or no, Brandon Brantley. Brantley will get nailed on this one. That'll be his first foul. Brantley, who played well early in the season, has really not been much of a factor, Max, in Big Ten play.
Well, he hadn't been tonight, that's for sure. He's taken only 1 shot. That came in the first half, and that's his first foul, so he really hadn't been involved.
Brian Evans with 19 points to his credit. right behind Bailey for leadership tonight, and he's now tied him with his 20th. So Evans now with one more shot coming. 73-64, and Indiana could get its biggest lead of the game, the first time in double digits, and it is. 21 points for Evans. The Hoosiers by 10, 6:11 to go. Here's Herb Dove for Purdue, out to Waddell. He drives in, pulls up, gives out to Robinson. He fires a three. It is no good. It gives to Brantley, and the rebound shot is good. Brandon Brantley gets his first two. Leary to Bailey, and Bailey will bring it back down the floor. Damon gives to Todd Leary. Leary works it toward the right, comes back to the left. Todd in backcourt, spins around, looks inside, goes to Bryant Evans. Evans on the dribble, brings it back to the wing, goes to the baseline, and is knocked away by Waddell out of bounds. Indiana will control. 74-66. Indiana is an 8-point leader with 5:37 left. Damon Bailey will inbound. Bailey looks, fires it into Todd Leary. Leary turns against Waddell, drives it back to the top of the key. Gives to Bryant Evans. Evans inside to Henderson. There's a foul on Glenn Robinson. Glenn Robinson gets nailed on his third personal foul, and the fans want a technical on Gene Cady, who didn't like the call at all. But Alan Henderson will go to the line. Henderson has 8 points in this ball game. 5.5 minutes left as Allen goes to the stripe, having hit 2 of 2 so far tonight. Allen has 3 field goals in the game, 2 of those coming in the first half. And he's now 3 of 3 from the line, and his 9th point. Henderson hitting 67% in Big Ten play from the line. Gene Cady is objecting to Bob Knight talking to Art McDonald. And he's getting nobody to pay any attention to him. Everybody, he's just kind of jawing to their backs. Henderson will fire the second. And it is no good, and the rebound comes to Glenn Robinson. 75-66, Indiana by 9. Here's Waddell to Robinson. Robinson looks inside. Back to Waddell. Back right, it goes to Conzo Martin, who drives, scoops it up, got it, and a foul. Conzo Martin. He's got his 13th point, and he will go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play here. 5:16 left, and Bob Knight doesn't want that clock stopped like this, which gives Purdue an opportunity. Martin will be at the stripe with a chance at a 3-point play. Indiana's lead is at 7. Conzo will try to cut it to 6 with his 14th point. So Conzo Martin with 1 shot. Takes the look, flies it in the air, and cans it. Martin with 14. The Hoosiers inbound, comes to Bryant Evans. Gets it to Todd Leary. They break the press. Leary slows in backcourt. Todd dribbles it for the 6-point Indiana lead. Gives to Bryant Evans. Evans into Richard Mandeville. Outside pass comes to Leary. Leary goes to Bailey. Damon in the lane. 14-foot shot. Around. No good. Tip up. No good. A battle for the ball. It comes off to Herb Dove. Back the other way. Robinson pulls up on the right wing to Waddell. Left side to Martin. Martin drives it back out to Robinson. Back to Waddell in the right wing. Wing, as he fakes the pass, Waddell gives to Robinson. Top of the key for 3. Got it. Glenn Robinson has got his 35th point. That was a big tray there, and the Boilermakers have cut it to 3. 75-72. And we're going to have an equipment timeout for Bryant Evans. Something came loose in Bryant Evans' uniform, and I think they're going to go over and try to tighten up that vest that he wears, that harness that he has on his uniform. Well, IU basketball games are being brought to you over a statewide network of radio stations from Learfield Sports, numbering over 50 strong, including WTCJ in Tell City, WSKT in Spencer, WCNB in Connersville, and WCOE in LaPorte. We're extremely proud to have these stations as a part of this year's IU network. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast.
Well, Don, the 3-point play continues to be a factor. Purdue is 5 of 10 tonight. They set a school record in the last game. They have 168 coming into this game, and they're making them pay. They average about 7 3-point baskets a game.
Inbounding, Evans gets the pass from Bailey. Bryan slows it up, gets to Leary in backcourt. The Hoosiers' lead has been cut to 3 now. They had it up to 10, and then it just started coming down again. Purdue battling back. Here's Bailey left wing. He holds. He looks. Fires it back out to Leary. 10 seconds on the shot clock to Bryant Evans. Evans brings it back out to Leary. Leary drives in. Scoops it up. Off the glass. No. Rebound. Robinson and a foul on Henderson. That's not good news. Henderson's 4th personal foul. We're at the 3:59 mark of this ball game, and they'll go to shoot 2 at the other, actually a 1-and-1 at the other end. 75-72, Indiana by 3, but Robinson with a chance to cut it to 1, and Todd Lindeman will come in for Indiana. Lindeman will check in for Richard Mandeville.
Well, Indiana can't find the range from the field right now. They haven't had a basket since the 6:39 mark, and we're down inside 4 minutes.
At the line is Glenn Robinson. Robinson eyes the first of a 1-and-1, and he got it. And Robinson can draw Purdue within 1. He's got 36 points in the ball game now, looking for his 37th. He's been sensational. And he can draw the Boilermakers within 1 point if he hits the second free throw. He takes the look. He flies it in the air. It is good. And timeout is being called with the score. Purdue trailing Indiana by a single point with 3:59 left. 75-74 the score. We'll be back in a moment. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
When it comes to your doctor, you want the most experience possible. Dr. Russell at Russell Chiropractic has over 15 years experience relieving back pain, leg pain, chronic headaches, and other neck and back problems. Honesty, integrity, and experience, all in a doctor that cares. Russell Chiropractic, the caring doctor's office that works hard to relieve your pain and to get you back on your feet soon. 407 East Market, behind the Right Way Fitness Center. Phone 362-1111. Do you have water spots on your dishes and glassware? Are your clothes dull and dingy after laundering? Does your skin feel dry and rough? If so, you need a Puritan water conditioning unit. Puritan soft water turns clothes whiter and makes dishes sparkle. Puritan soft water keeps your skin smooth and your hair shining. Puritan has over 40 models to choose from. Puritan Water Conditioning, 216 Lafayette Avenue, Crawfordsville. Phone 362-6340. Puritan, another name for soft water.
Right now is barely hanging on to a 1-point lead with 3:59 to go. 75-74 is the score. If you have plans to fly, consider the intelligent alternative. Leave your car with a friend. Ace Valet Parking just off the Indianapolis Airport.
Conzo Martin and Glenn Robinson are the two who are leading the Purdue attack as Purdue is shooting 63% in this half. Indiana's shooting just 42%. Both teams now 46% for the game. So the Purdue Boilermakers are certainly warming it up at an appropriate time. And Indiana has now been outscored by a 10-1 margin in the last 2.5 minutes.
Indiana will have the ball against full court Purdue pressure. Bryant Evans will inbound. He gets it into Todd Leary. Leary will bring it down. Indiana's in desperate need of a bucket. Leary drives it left to Bailey. Damon looks inside, holds on, looks, brings it back out to Leary. Todd looks right, slides it left on the dribble. Leary looks inside, spins back outside to Bryant Evans. Evans spins and gives to Leary. Shot clock's at 7. Here's Damon in the lane. Gives it out to Bryan. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound Lindeman. Todd Lindeman clears it outside to Leary. They'll reset the shot clock. Damon, a 3-point try is good! Damon Bailey, his 23rd point of the game. Indiana by 4. Now Purdue the other way. Waddell to Conzo Martin. That was a huge basket. Martin jumps it off to Herb Dove. Dove, left side to Waddell. Waddell, back to Martin. Baseline drive. He pulls up. Back out to Waddell. He fires a long one. It's off the mark. No, rebounded Dove. Dove brings it back out for Purdue. Dove goes to Waddell. Back to Glenn Robinson. Robinson starts it right. He lets another one long fly. Oh, he bangs it home. It's a 2. Oh, my. That was a great shot by Glenn Robinson, his 39th point of the game. It's 78-76. The Hoosiers with 2.5 minutes to go, nursing a 2-point lead. Leary to the left side to Bailey. Damon looks inside. He brings it back out to Leary with a pass. Now, Leary drives it left, spins back to the right, looks for Evans, can't find him, drives it back left again. Todd Leary outside to Brian Evans. Shot clock's down to 8 this time, down to 7. Here is Bailey, baseline, fires it up and hits again. Damon Bailey's 25th point. 80-76. Now Waddell with 1:55 to go. Waddell goes left side, holds, goes to Martin. Conzo Martin back inside, drives it across the key, spins, gives it off to Stanback. Stanback won't take the shot. To Waddell. Waddell in the lane, fires it up and couldn't get it. Rebound, batted away, scramble for, and Dove's got it for Purdue. Here's Waddell. Waddell looks outside. 1.5 minutes left. Inside to Stanback for a layup. Ian Stanback with his 4th point. 80-78. This is like a heavyweight fight. Each ball club is throwing some heavy-duty punches. Now, Leary. 1:13 to go. Holds in backcourt. Time. Starts it to the right side. Leary looks to the left. Leary looks low. Still in the dribble. 12 seconds. And the pass comes to Evans. Down into Bailey. Damon clears to Allen Henderson. Baseline jump shot is high off the rim. No good behind the backboard, and Purdue will have it. So the Boilermakers have a chance to tie or take the lead with 52.7 left. What a ball game. Now, this crowd comes to its feet. Here's Waddell across the timeline. And Boilermaker Gene Cady wants a timeout. 41 seconds to go. The Boilers take time. And it's 80-78, Indiana by a pair. We'll be back in a moment. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
You can support IU Athletics directly when you get your IU giftware at the official Big Red Gift Center in Assembly Hall, your official source for the finest selection of authentic IU giftware, workout gear, and souvenirs. Call today for our new catalog at 1-800-622-6707. When you buy from the official Big Red Gift Center, you're supporting IU Athletics and the IU Athletics Scholarship Fund. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and during all home football and basketball games. Call 1-800-622-6707 for your free catalog from the official Big Red Gift Center.
Hey, sports fans, play the 2 newest scratch-off games from the Hoosier Lottery. With Instant 21, you can win $2,000 instantly by beating the dealer's score. And with 7-Come-11, you can win $3,000 instantly by having a lucky roll of the dice. On each game, there are 4 chances to win on every ticket. So don't miss your chance to win up to $3,000 instantly with the Hoosier Lottery. Make the most of an instant. Play new Instant 21 and 7-Come-11 from the Hoosier Lottery, where you gotta play to win.
Back at the Assembly Hall, we have 41 seconds to go. Indiana leads by 2, 80-78, and Purdue has the basketball. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Amex Coal Industries, powering your energy needs.
Well, Purdue has won 43 straight games when they've scored at least 80 points. They're now 2 points away from that 80 margin.
Indiana's won 141 in a row here in the Hall, looking for 42, the longest win streak on home turf in the country. The inbound Martin to Waddell. Waddell in backcourt. The shot clock is at 20. Waddell looks right, goes to Conzo Martin, back to Waddell. He fakes the 3, goes to Robinson. Glenn Robinson looks right, gets it inside to Dove. Dove turns, fires it up, and got it. Herb Dove ties the ball game with 23 seconds to go. Now, 19 seconds left. Damon Bailey with the ball. Down to 14. The shot clock's off. Indiana will try to take the last shot. Into Henderson. Allen turns, gets it to Lindemann, and he is fouled hard. Lindemann got hammered. They'll not call the intentional foul. And going to the free throw line with 7.2 seconds to go is Todd Lindemann. He has no points in the second half. He has sat most of the second half in foul trouble. And the 7-footer from Channing, Michigan, will have a chance to give Indiana a lead here. If he hits them both, of course, it's a 2-point margin. He eyes the first attempt. He fires. It is short, but it bounces in. It went in. Lindemann with his 11th point of the game. The Hoosiers lead by 1. Now, he'll have one more. Trying to make it a 2-point lead. He eyes, he flies, he hits! Lindemann with 12. And Purdue calls another timeout. 7.2 seconds to go. A 2-pointer will tie it. A 3-pointer will win it for Purdue, but the Hoosiers have the lead as they go to the huddle. And what a basketball game this has been tonight. And now the Boilermakers have the pressure on them. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Indiana University basketball.
This is Rita Zahn at Zahn's Floor Covering saying thank you for 30 years of service to 1550 WCVL Radio and 103.9 WIMC Crawfordsville.
Indiana is trying to hold on for a dramatic victory here tonight at the Assembly Hall, but Max, you hate to see the last shot go to Purdue.
Well, that's right, and that's going to happen here unless some kind of a mistake. And, of course, the thing you're looking at now are three-point shooters. We talked a moment ago about the fact that Purdue is 50% on three-point shots. They're 5 of 10 tonight, but they're 3 of 6 here in this second half of play. So that's the shot Indiana wants to make sure they don't get, is that three-point shot. This game, very much like that first game that ultimately went into the overtime, free throw shooting tonight has been different for Indiana. They're 21 of 25 for the game. They're 9 of 10 from the second half. Purdue is just 17 of 25, so Indiana has a small margin, and thanks mostly to free throw shooting.
Purdue will quickly come on. I think the Hoosiers are going to call time as soon as they see what Purdue is going to set up on the inbound. And that's exactly what they do. Indiana calls time. The Hoosiers were going to pressure the inbound pass. There's no question about that. And, Max, this is one of those times for a coach where you've got to make a decision. Oftentimes, and most times, they will say, let's not put them at the foul line to give them a chance to tie it up. Let's force them to make that three-point shot to beat us. And that's the decision Bob Knight needs to make at this point, especially if they're going to get off any kind of a three-point shot that looks good.
I think the thing he'd like to see happen is that they've got to take up 2 or 3 seconds or maybe 4 just to get it down across the 10-second line so that when they get into an area where they can put up the shot, they're down to about 2 seconds. That makes it an awful hurried shot, and if you can hit one under those conditions, you probably deserve to win.
We have had a tremendous battle tonight, scoring-wise, with Robinson of Purdue firing in 39 points. He is only 3 points off the Assembly Hall record of 42 set by Steve Alford in 1987. The second best performance ever here is Terry Furlow's 40 by Michigan State, or of Michigan State, Furlow in 1976. And Robinson tonight now is third on the list at 39.
Well, we certainly don't want Robinson to get 42 tonight, because if he gets a three-pointer here, that's all Purdue needs for the victory.
Here we go. Ling Donner is going to inbound. He is checked into the lineup. Full court pressure by IU. Donner will pass it in. 7.2 seconds to go. Indiana by 2. 82-80. Donner looks. He looks. He looks. He looks. He looks. He calls time. Time is called. They were having trouble getting the pass inbounds. So now they go back to timeout once again. 3 consecutive timeouts called here. 1 by Purdue, then 1 by Indiana, and now the Boilermakers again call time to make sure that they can get an inbounds pass in.
I just watching across the bench, the official went over the official score and said, how many timeouts? Purdue has none. Indiana has 1 timeout left.
So we are down to it. 7.2 seconds remaining. The Boilermakers will try to inbound the pass once again. Indiana is putting on full court pressure. They're going to try and pressure everything. Bruce Weber, one of the assistants for Purdue, asked the officials whether or not they could run the baseline. The official indicated that they could.
Came after a score, so you can do that. Taking a look at three-point shooters, Glenn Robinson shoots 31% in Big Ten play here. Hanzo Martin shooting 40%. Matt Waddell, 54% shooter on three-point shots. So those are the three, obviously, that Purdue would like to see get the ball if they elect to go with a three-point shot.
Well, we await to see the outcome. 7.2 seconds remaining. Let's see if the Boilers try for the tie or the win. It may all depend on what kind of an inbound play they make here. Now it's Conzo Martin who will inbound. And here we go. Conzo gets it into Stanback. Up the floor to Waddell. Waddell spins, drives, 5 seconds for. Waddell fires it inside of Darner. Block shot by Henderson. Indiana wins! Indiana wins! Bob Knight, Gene Cady exchanged handshakes, but I'll tell you what, they weren't pleasant ones. Bob Knight throws a fist in the air as Indiana defeats Purdue tonight here in the Assembly Hall 82-80. And there was a great block shot by Alan Henderson on Link Darner. Cady wanted a foul call, but Darner hit the floor because he was trying to, off balance, force the shot up. It was blocked easily by Henderson. There was no foul there, I don't believe. Perhaps we're a bit biased, but as it should be, Indiana wins at home.
And that was Darner's only shot of the night. That's how close it came to being a big one.
And so, Indiana triumphs here at the Assembly Hall. The first block of the night for Alan Henderson, and boy, did it come at an opportune time. So the Hoosiers win it 82-80 over the Boilermakers, and now have run their winning streak at home to 42 consecutive games. The Boilermakers fall for the fourth time in Big Ten play, and Indiana now takes over sole possession of second place. We will be back to review tonight's ball game in a moment on the Pioneer Seed postgame show when we continue. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
Indiana Hoosier basketball, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Always IU, always Coca-Cola. Your Central Indiana Dodge dealers. Hook's Drugstore, more of what a drugstore is for. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud sponsor of Indiana University basketball. Indiana's rural electric cooperatives, a power partnership providing safe and efficient electric energy to 1 million Hoosiers. Midas, try the Midas way, the way it should be. Pioneer Hybrid International Incorporated and your local Pioneer sales representative, PSI Energy. Call the PSI professional today for ways to save energy and your money. TWA, the most comfortable way to fly. Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running. Pursuit Herbicide, the no-till, no-fear leader for soybean weed control. Your local Jeep and Eagle dealer. And by State Farm Insurance and State Farm agents throughout Indiana who support Hoosiers basketball. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Now, Hooks gives you more with RX Watch. The RX Watch computer does more than other drugstore computers. It checks your medication against pre-identified health conditions. It only takes a minute to sign up, and it's free. With RX Watch, we do more than just fill your prescription. Hooks, more of what a drugstore is for.
When you want more, Hooks gives you more of what a drugstore is for.
The people at the Central Indiana Midas shops are showing that there's a different way to get your car repaired. It's called the Midas way. They properly diagnose the problem so the work is done right the first time. They fix only what needs to be fixed, give you their exclusive inspection, and thoroughly explain your options. They honor your Midas warranty without hassle. They prove that a car repair company can be professional, responsive, and caring. So see your Central Indiana Midas shops for that different way to get your car repaired. The Midas way. That's the way it should be.
Most people would like to save energy, but just don't have time to do the work. With a home energy upgrade from PSI Energy, we'll install energy-efficient shower heads, faucet aerators, and a hot water heater jacket. Wrap your water pipes, caulk, and weather strip for you, and for a small additional fee, PSI will install energy-saving fluorescent bulbs. That's over $200 of energy improvements, yet it costs just $20. Save energy and money. Call 1-800-521-2232 for your home energy upgrade and have a PSI professional do the work. Offer available to PSI customers with electric water heaters or electric heat.
The heart of a winner. It defies expectations.
A quick fake to the left, fake to the right. What's he going to do next?
It defies conventions.
What a remarkable display of teamwork we're seeing here tonight.
And on occasions, it even defies gravity.
Whoa, a big slam dunk. He was just hanging in the air. No one could touch him.
At Pioneer Hybrid, we're proud to support the Indiana Hoosiers, and we salute everyone who has the heart of a winner. See your Pioneer sales representative for the variety right for you.
Well, back once again at the Assembly Hall where tonight Indiana defeats the Purdue Boilermakers. The final was 82-80. Indiana victorious in this one this evening. A thriller here at the Assembly Hall, and a big one for Indiana to win because it puts them at 9-3 and in sole possession of second place in the Big Ten Conference at 16-5 overall. And the Boilermakers go to 21-4 in the season, and they stand 9-4. Let's look at the individual scoring in this ball game tonight. First of all, for the Purdue Boilermakers, Matt Waddell had 8 points. Porter Roberts had 8. Brandon Brandley had 2. The big gun, Glenn Robinson for Purdue with 39 this evening. 14 for Conzo Martin. 4 for Ian Standback. 3 for Herb Dove. And 2 for Justin Jennings. Link Donner played, did not score. Took the last shot for the Boilermakers and had it blocked by Alan Henderson. So 2 players in double figures tonight for the Boilers, 39 for Robinson and 14 for Martin. For Indiana tonight, Damon Bailey scored 25. Pat Graham had 2. Todd Leary had 7. Alan Henderson with 9. Todd Lindemann had 12, but 2 of Lindemann's free throws, the very last 2 that were shot, gave Indiana the victory in this one this evening, as Lindemann's last 2 points win it for IU. Steve Hart with 2. Ryan Evans had 21. Sharon Wilkerson had 2. Richard Mandeville with 2. So Indiana with 3 players in double figures. Bailey's 25, Evans 21, Lindemann's 12. Max, a look at those team stats.
Well, Indiana ends up shooting 48% on 27 of 56. Purdue ends up shooting 46.8 on 29 of 62. Indiana shot 50% in the first half, but only 44% in the second half. Purdue shot just 37% in the first half, but they were 60% shooters in the second half, ending up with the 46% for the game. Indiana's 48%. Indiana got to the free throw line tonight, and that was all important. You may recall in the first game at Purdue, Indiana got to the line only 17 times and hit just 8, while Purdue was there 30 times and hit 22. Well, tonight Indiana got to the line 25 times, as did the Boilermakers. However, Indiana hit 21 of theirs, while Purdue hit only 17. Indiana hit 9 out of 10 free throws in the second half. Purdue just 7-11 of 11, and it hurt them as they hit only 63%. From three-point range, Indiana red hot in the second half, hitting 5 out of 6 three-pointers to go with their 2 of 4 in the first half, giving them a 7 of 10, 70% shooting from three-point range. For Purdue, they were 2 of 5 in the first half, 3 of 6 in the second. They were 5-11 for the game, 45%. The rebounding tonight, very close. Purdue, the leading rebounding team in the Big Ten, but tonight Indiana had the edge by 1, 34-33. The other thing that Indiana did tonight that was outstanding was they didn't turn it over much. They turned it over only a total of 8 times, and Purdue turned it over just 7 times. That's got to be one of the real lows for Indiana as they improved their ball handling considerably in this game tonight, as 2 big free throws, Don, as you indicated, coming at 7 seconds by Lindemann, gave them that 82-80 margin.
So Indiana again goes to 16-5 of the year, 9-3 in the Big Ten. The Boilers are 21-4 for the season and 9-4 in conference play. 82-80 the final. We'll be back and talk more about this ball game and come up with our PSI Energy Player of the Game for you in a moment. You're listening to Indiana University Basketball.
Have you tried the Blazing Red Fish Dinner at Zock's Family Restaurant? Once you do, you'll probably agree there's nothing else like it. Zock's Blazing Red Fish is just what the name implies. Extra tangy taste that will wake up even the most worn-out taste buds. And you have your choice of portions, plus salad, potato, and roll, all for one low price. Stop in and ask for it soon. The Blazing Red Fish Dinner at Zock's Family Restaurant. Something good for everyone on 231 south edge of Crawfordsville.
Life insurance. There's all kinds. Term, whole life, universal life, age categories, restrictions, discounts. No one knows better than Thompson Hopper & Associates how confusing life insurance can be to people. Mainly because everyone's needs are different. They can't begin to tell you what's best for you until they sit down and talk with you. Call Thompson Hopper & Associates and tell them what you want from your life insurance. Thompson Hopper & Associates. Good guys with a good name, built on good insurance service.
Do you have water spots on your dishes and glassware? Are your clothes dull and dingy after laundering? Does your skin feel dry and rough? If so, you need a Puritan water conditioning unit. Puritan soft water turns clothes whiter and makes dishes sparkle. Puritan soft water keeps your skin smooth and your hair shining. Puritan has over 40 models to choose from. Puritan Water Conditioning, 216 Lafayette Avenue, Crawfordsville. Phone 362-6340. Puritan, another name for soft water.
Has the time arrived for your new car or truck? Then listen to this money-saving tip. Stop in at National City Bank first to make arrangements for your loan before you buy. National City Bank's low rates mean low payments when you borrow before you buy. And National City Bank promises to process your loan application in 1 day or less. Call 362-3400 for more details. Low auto loan rates. Another example of National City Bank Montgomery County locations going the distance for you.
We're back once again at the Assembly Hall, where tonight Indiana victorious over the Purdue Boilermakers as they split the season series 1-1, and of course the Hoosiers with the victory tonight go into sole possession of second place in the Big Ten Conference. And Max, will look at some of the individual stats in tonight's ball game because there were some of import.
Well, there were really some outstanding play. Glenn Robinson absolutely carried this Purdue team on his back. He was 14 of 26 from the field, 2 out of 5 in three-point range. He hit 9 out of 12 free throws. He had 8 rebounds. He played 37 minutes. He had 4 turnovers, 2 block shots, and a steal. So he certainly played an outstanding basketball game for the Purdue Boilermakers. Conzo Martin, who really came on strong in the Indiana game, hitting 8 of 16 at Lafayette, was 4 of 7 tonight as Indiana held him down to his 14 points. He also only got 3 rebounds. Waddell was just 3 of 8. Porter Roberts also 3 of 9 tonight as Purdue shot just 46%. For Indiana, however, Brian Evans 6 of 14 tonight. He was 4 of 6 from three-point range, and boy, were they big shots. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He led the Hoosiers with 8 rebounds. He had 3 assists. He turned the ball over only 1 time. Alan Henderson tonight shooting a little off, just 3 of 8. He had hit 10 out of 20 in the first game against Purdue. He was 3 of 4 from the line. He had 7 rebounds tonight. He had just 1 block shot, and boy, was it a big one. Todd Lindemann scored 12 as he did against Purdue in the first game, 3 of 5 tonight. But Damon Bailey tonight once again came through as he has done so many times for this Hoosier team. He was 10 of 18 from the field. He was 2 of 2 from three-point range. He hit 3 out of 5 free throws. He took off 4 rebounds, 3 of those offensive rebounds, 2 times in which he went back up to score off of them. He had 5 assists tonight. He turned the ball over 3 times in playing 39 minutes. So certainly Damon Bailey hit some clutch shots coming down the line, and tonight played very well for Indiana.
Well, PSI Energy Player of the Game, I think we've got to give it to Damon Bailey. There were some good performances by a number of players, but Bailey came through in the clutch tonight. That's the best game that he's played against Purdue, Max, I think, in his career at Indiana. 25 tonight, and simply when the crunch time came, he was the man on the spot, except for the 2 points that Todd Lindemann made, and those were crucial as well.
Well, it did, Don, because you may recall Indiana was up 74-62 with 6:12 to be played. Purdue went on a 10-1 run and had it down to 75-73, and Bailey then nailed a 3-pointer that gave Indiana a little bit of room. He then came back and hit a 2-pointer on the very next trip down court. And as you said, Lindemann's final 2 free throws then salted it away for Indiana.
So our 8 PSI Energy Player of the Game, once again, Damon Bailey. Congratulations to Damon, but to all the Hoosiers tonight. And we'll be back with assistant coach Norm Ellenberger in a moment on our Pioneer Seed postgame show. This is Indiana University basketball from Learfield Sports.
Sometimes I wish I could play outside with a friend, but my mom says it's too dangerous.
When it gets real hot, I wish I could go to the pool. But last week, somebody shot at me and my friend Gregory, so we can't go there anymore.
I got this real cool jacket. I wish I could wear to school, but some boys already took my sweater. They had a knife.
These children aren't asking for much. All they want is their childhood, but it's been taken from them by fear and violence. Give your children back their childhood. Do something now. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT.
Every night when my mommy reads me a story, I hear the guns outside my window. I wish I could go to sleep. I'm afraid of the bullets.
For free information on what you can do, call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. And together we will take a bite out of crime. A public service message of this station, the Crime Prevention Coalition, U.S. Department of Justice, and the Ad Council.
If you're a homeowner, Thompson Hopper & Associates knows you probably have homeowner's insurance. But is everything in your home fully covered? Jewelry, antiques, cash, coin collections, musical instruments, guns? If they're worth over $250, you may not get full value in the event of loss. Almost everyone has something at home that isn't fully covered by insurance, so don't assume you're adequately covered. Call Thompson Hopper & Associates. Talk to them about it. Thompson Hopper & Associates. Good guys with a good name, built on good insurance service.
To make the best better is the 4-H motto. If you are between the ages of 9 and 19 and like to do things with your friends, 4-H or mini 4-H may be for you. Members learn new skills, become better citizens, and earn awards. Now is the time to learn more about 4-H. If you are interested, contact the Montgomery County Extension Office at 364-6362. 1994 enrollment deadline is March 15th. Remember, 4-H has something for everyone.
Once again to the Assembly Hall where tonight Indiana beats Purdue 82-80 here in the Assembly Hall. A tremendous ball game this evening, and Norm Ellenberger, of course, has joined us on our post game. Congratulations, Coach. This was a great one.
Well, you never, I'm just thinking walking out here, you never want to give the bad guys the last shot. And boy, I mean, the bad guys had the ball, but I was kind of blocked out. It looked like Henderson got up and swatted it a little bit, and that was, it kind of reminded me of one that he swatted up at Michigan here last year. I think he got to have, so it was good. It was a tremendous effort by all our guys.
Obviously, one of the real keys tonight, I know you wanted to try and contain Glenn Robinson. You really didn't get that done. He scored 39, but I'll tell you what, you contained virtually everybody else for the most part.
Well, we had 3 things to do offensively as far as our personnel was concerned, and Robinson, of course, was a focal point, and we didn't do too good job the first half. He got 21, and then but we changed defenses at halftime. We did a lot better job on him because he only got 20 then or 19 the last half. But then along with that, it's really hard for one guy to beat you, and Martin has owned us the last 2 times out. Maybe averaging 28 or something like that. I mean, absolutely. You thought he had a red and white suit on the way he was into us, and so that was one job. So what did he get? I know he didn't have 2.
He got 12 tonight.
He had only had 2 at half or something.
Well, wait a second. I'm sorry about that. Martin had 14 for the game.
So so we cut him in half, and then Waddell shoots that thing in, and we wanted to make sure that he didn't go off on us, and that went a long way in kind of taking away from Robinson's 100 or however many he got.
Well, one of the things I think, too, you used the zone again tonight. This is the 3rd time this season that the zone was a factor, and tonight it worked pretty well.
Well, I think it's just we just kind of coach made 2 great changes at halftime. One of them was to disguise our man-to-man so it would look like a zone, and it's either that or he's writing a new book. He may be coming out with a new zone book soon, and he's doing some research. But that and then that cut Robinson. That slowed them down. I mean, the halftime kind of killed their momentum a little bit, and because they had good momentum going into the half, And then we had the chance then to change our defense. That messed him up some. And then he did a really neat job of getting Allen, setting up so we could get Henderson the ball inside. We went to him inside the first crack out of the box. He scored. And we kept doing that for maybe 8 or 10 minutes, going down inside with that just a little offensive change that coach came up to, and it was a great change.
Talk a little bit about Damon tonight. It seemed to me that he gave you an awful lot of leadership tonight.
That's where it was. He shot it in when we had to have one, and but he just directed traffic. He looked like a traffic cop out there. And had a big old badge on, his chest all stuck out, and he had people moving, and we had little things set up that we wanted to do, and he was just tremendous. And he's done that a few times before for us, and that's what being a senior and being there is all about.
You had Wilkerson in the first half, but you brought in Leary in the second half and used him all the way.
Well, that the bunch that would most, I think we only substituted maybe with when Lindemann went out and maybe one other time. The rest of those guys stayed in there the whole way. Henderson was sick yesterday, and we saved him the first half. Coach wanted to save him. He played about 8 minutes, and he didn't practice, and he was death warmed over all day yesterday. But he came back really strong, and then Evans, of course, is just tremendous. Guys, I'm calling him Captain Hook. He's like that. You go in the supermarket once in a while and you see this big old lobster laying there, and he's got one little bitty old claw and then one great big huge claw, and that thing just swings up in the air and brings the ball down. He's tremendous.
I think of him as a one-armed paper hanger.
Yeah, well, that's good. That'll work. Whatever it takes.
You got key contributions tonight from just about everybody that was on the floor, and of course the last 2 points by Todd Lindemann. His only 2 of the second half came from the free throw line. Of course, he was out with foul trouble so much of the second half. But I'll tell you, when the ball game was on the line, he's the last 2 points of the last 2 ball games he scored. He scored the game winners both against Iowa and Purdue now.
I'm reading upside down here. Is that 6 for 6 from Lindemann for the free throw line? Right. The last thing, I got to tell you this, the last thing I did before I ran up the pregame meal today was to get him off to the free throw line there, and he was shooting free throws, and worked with him just a little bit. And it wasn't anything I thought of. It was something that we just do. I mean, this is the Indiana way, shooting free throws, and so I did a good job.
That first one, however, I was told that Todd's fingers were shaking a little bit.
Yeah, right. Well, he scared that first one in. He scared the first one in.
Well, Norm, let me ask you one more question. The coach kind of got emotional out there today.
Yeah, he was. I thought for a minute he was going to grab that flag and run around the court with it. Maybe we'll see that. Well, he was having fun, and he wants the fans to have fun. We get to, our fans, the electricity. When we came out on the floor a half hour before the game, you could just feel it. I mean, it was completely different than it's been for a while, and our players felt that. And before we split off here, and I just happened to think of something. Dan Dockage did the best job of breaking down Purdue's offense and helping set up our defense and offense, especially our defense. And any time since I've been here, he just did a tremendous job.
Well, obviously a tremendous win for this Indiana ball club tonight, Norm, and you guys can celebrate this one for a short time, but how about Northwestern tonight? They knock off Wisconsin at Wisconsin.
Well, that sounds like the Big Ten, doesn't it? And certainly Indiana, we never have we never have the opportunity to get somebody on their off day. And so no matter what happened at Wisconsin and Northwestern tonight, they were going to give us their best shot up there. And historically, our team has it kind of bothers me a little bit. We have a tendency to drop off a little bit after an emotional. Boy, it's been a long, hard week. Right. And you think about this particular group of team and the personality of this team. We have a tendency to kind of get a little fat and enjoy life a little bit too much when we win, and we've got to get that out of their system.
One final comment, Norm. Coach in the pregame talked about your team working on a lot of things this week that you didn't have a chance to work on during the week of January when Todd Leary and Brian Evans were both hurt. What were a couple of those things, and were they things that pleased coaches the way the kids played tonight?
What he did with us, he got us down. We just peeled back all the veneer and got back to all the basic fundamentals of defense, post defense, and defense with the guards on the perimeter. And then offensively, we worked on our movement and our screening. So what it was more than anything else was just good old fundamental hard-nosed basketball, and the kids really responded and gave us a whale of a week.
Norm, congratulations on the win.
Guys, let's see, tomorrow's the day off, too. Yeah, for the players.
Norm Mellenberger on our post-game show. We appreciate him joining us once again. And we'll be back with final comments on tonight's ball game in a moment. You're listening to Indiana University basketball.
Well, one of the first, still one of the best, the new MaxiCare.
Knowing your family is covered in the event of a medical emergency is one of the reassuring things about belonging to the new MaxiCare. What's even more reassuring, however, is helping to prevent emergencies from ever happening at all. So please, when driving, don't forget to buckle up. Seatbelts